Hi. Okay. Oh, that's loud in my headset. I think that's okay volume-wise on stream, though. I'm trying to keep the audio so that I don't have to change it on stream end whenever I play any other game. But it just means having to lower my own headset because it blasts my ears, otherwise I still need to figure out a way of equalizing it on my end as well. But anyway, hello everyone, hello. Let me go all the way back to the top. Nikon, Gudzan, Istri, Zom, Zek, Les, Speedy, Knight, and Wolford. Hello, it has been a while. And hello, Code. Looking good? Yeah. Thank you, Mizuki. Hello, Scarf. Ooh. Sorry, I just decided to play the new chapter. What bit? What bricks? Oh, I forgot about that. I'm gonna have to get rid of that because I'm not actually using it. It was something that I was going to try to do, and then it didn't really work out well, so I gave up on it. I'm gonna have to get rid of the boss eventually because I didn't bother with it. But anyway, hello Merwind. What's it do? Oh, so it was originally going to do some integration stuff, so things like timers and other such stuff, but it was very premium heavy, so I couldn't be bothered to deal with all of that stuff. I wanted something a bit more, you know, free to use and easy to use, so I gave up on it. But anyway. At least it actually confirms that it's connected, though, unlike Stream Elements, which never says anything. But I digress. We are here to play the new story, which I am looking forward to, and I'm going to go right into it. I don't know if there's a thing or not for it. I think there usually... No, there isn't. Okay, I thought there was going to be a... intro sequence, like there was last time. I think there was last time. But... yes, it starts, and okay, so we're doing this again. Oh, train. And then people. That looks like, wife. I forgot name. How can I forget name? Calcit. Why did I forget that? Jesus. It looks like, anyway, the ear profile does. Can't tell who that is. Was that the Duke woman? I don't know. I've been enjoying chapter 13 so far, so I look forward to it. Ooh, yeah. Have you tested the dark UI? No, I have not. I'll probably have to do that later. I need to remind myself to do that. 27th is CN 5th anniversary stream. Oh, yes. Thanks for reminding me. This picture will look peaceful. Yeah, I don't particularly like the blood splatter there. Most likely chapter 14, so be careful for that. Oh, okay. Oh, Delphi. Ah. I don't know, for some reason the profile made me think of Calcit. I don't know, maybe it's similar thing with the ears, I guess. Also, if you complete the limited time event, you can get a Chapter 13 themed UI. Oh, true. Scottish Bagpipe. Yes! I know! I don't have her! So I couldn't check it in game. I'll have to look at one of the videos later afterwards. Like, here is where I would show you the English voice for Bagpipe. If I had her! Anyway. You paused? No, I've actually been really bad with Arknights recently. I haven't been on much. I just haven't really had the time to get around to it. So I haven't grinded much, but I will. There's quite a few things I need to do to get Lorundum, so I'll be able to do at least a 10 ball at some point. It'll probably have to be the next stream, though. Okay, so across the battlefield's line, one war can wear many faces. True. Okay. The senior professor of classics to the Victorian National University, Samuel Seuss, once likened the ample library of Sir Cassegrain to the holy trees upon Londinium's fringes. Is this Professor Samuel Seuss a doctor, perhaps? In these essences of knowledge, these long shadows of history, we never fail to find parallels to how we ourselves have gone, and to how we will go. Hodra has the same VA as World Yang. Oh, really? Oh, nice. Also, thank you for saying these words, because some of these old English sounding words are hard for me to pronounce. Don't worry, I'm probably making it up as I go along when it comes to reading some of these names. I recognize Seuss because, you know, we probably not all, but most people who've learned English either as a first or second language will know of Dr. Seuss. But besides that, I don't know. I don't know about Cassegrain. I'm assuming it's pronounced how it looks. Recorded are the epics and philosophies, one by one, filed away are mythologies and theories. Humble scholars fill page to page with their wisdom and diligence. Each laureate, poet, a bookshelf to themselves. Quick forewarning, this chapter changes POVs pretty much every stage. The beginning of each story section indicates whose PV is. Okay, well at least it lets me know. So kind of like what Rick Riordan did with not Percy Jackson series, but like the second one where each chapter was named after the person whose POV it took place in. But anyway. Hello still. Anyway. Someday the storm will pass, for hope can never truly die. What is formed of these accounts in ink, that is our civilization in all its pride. Sir Cassegrain was a decent galmate. We debated over many a question through our wall. The wall that was perhaps the sole reason our time came to an end without his realizing I was a sarcasm. He simply took me as Victorian, one too mired in introspection at that. I'm guessing this is Hodor talking. If that's pronounced jail, I'm going to be so angry with whatever language that came from, presumably Old English. Just noticed the new UI for the streams, rather nice. Yeah, I'm really liking it. Why is it jail? Why not just spell it jail? what pretentious ass is talking? I mean, okay, I suppose it's Hodor. He does. Well, I'm assuming it's Hodor just because it sounds like him. So who knows? Yes, I clicked. I'm clicking. I'm clicking. Game. There we go. Interesting. I, I still remember his last words to me before being dragged from that neighbouring cell. In Old English, when there was no standardization, also you love Final Fantasy XIV, they use that. Right. The last time I played Final Fantasy XIV was back when the trial was still only like 30 days or however long it was, so I never left the main city, which I think was like, was it Ulder or something like that? In any time of trouble, a proud Victoria need only return there, and the winter of our discontent will once again feel not so endless after all, and the coming of spring the closest thing. Ulda, yeah. Friend, you need only return there. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to pronounce that as soul or if I'm supposed to pronounce it as SOL because it's in capitals. For now, I'm just going to pronounce it as a word. Your soul. I tried those already. Even the papers are good calfskin stuff. Those books ain't burning. Why call it paper if it's calfskin anyway? Why don't we just... why don't we say writing skin or something? I don't know. Screw us. This fire just ain't happening. We've got all smoke and no warm soup pot. Soup. This stuff's just water with a couple of stems and scraps we tossed in. In our luck. Ah, that probably makes sense. You know what? This is all their fault. Those sneering royal court shitheads have us out here doing all the hard and dirty work, snatching Londiniers across to work their factories across the entire city, and they won't even give us a hot bowl of something for the trouble. Captain said we've officially seized Londinium now. Defense forces got disbanded. That Leto guy's out. The Liberi. Well, I'm starting to regret not going with W. Goddamn loony woman. Whatever. Probably wouldn't turn out any better if I did. What? Are all these books anyway? Could be discount catalogues for all I care. Why would some old feline collect this many discount catalogues? My guy. What is it with you and questions? Who gives a shit what goes on in the Victorian's head? Still, never seen an old man cry his eyes out like that. Were you watching? Got his embroidered lapel all gunked up with his own snot. Hey, step out of it. Give me some books. The fire's about to go out. What are you doing? Reading them. What reading? You ain't literate. And all this shit's in Victorian anyway. Well, there's pictures in here too. Look at these drawings. There's a feline girl here giving this boy a real slap. What do you think's the deal with these two? She a knight figure. Anything more interesting? Why does this give me, like, red versus blue if they were rugby lad vibes? I'm starting to expect the, hey, do you know why we're here? No, all the other pictures are dull. Just this one. Just one of these things is a couple 100 pages. How many books do we have here? And the filler ones over there, they only put a few words on each line, so you have to keep looking down for the next one. What is it Victorians are writing in these? Do the lands really have that much worth writing books about? This one, and that one. All kept in these beautiful glass cases, and they're all different kinds. Oh, here's another possibility. The Victorians are so stinking rich, they'll pay to bind their own toilet paper. Maybe. Why don't we have books of our own? They flip through these things so much, the edges are all curled. Maybe we do. You know, you hear how the liches are a bunch of nutjobs who hold themselves up in libraries. No one sees them for years and years, that's how long. Ah, that does sound like the average book reader, to be fair. Not that my ass cares. Hot soup to drink means more than any of that. Yeah, the days just blend together. These books just blend together. Even if I can't read, I know it. There's never one new thing under the sun. 1,000 years ago, we macheted people to death. Now we've got more efficient weapons. 1,000 years in the future, we'll be flying through the sky and using, I don't know, clouds and stars to keep on killing and killing. You know, if we put houses on the moons, plant our own food, maybe we won't have to keep fighting like this in the future. Maybe something even bigger will happen, and everyone will stop waiting to be up in arms. Never mind. Let's get that next book burning. Dark Lad predicted Enfield. Sometimes I wonder if the work I'm doing is just me satisfying myself. Just trying to prove to myself I'm still one of the awake. Did they have to try and make sure they didn't use the word woke just to avoid all the memes? What Inez said, really. It keeps me up at night and nothing else. After all, Casdel's not going to be overflowing with people who can use a printing press. Where's this? This looks like, You need to get up to speed ASAP, boy. This isn't the classroom. I'm not obligated to teach you the ropes. You could just run your butt back to the countryside. How many more months is your internship? I'm very sorry, sir. I just wanted to be scrupulous about my writing. Scrupulous? I don't want a goddamn catastrophe thesis. I want our circulation beating our union friends at... Okay, yes, it is, Why can't I think of the name? I know the country, I just can't think of the name. Kazimierz, there we go. I want our circulation beating our union friends at Cava Sports. I couldn't remember the rest of it, I just remember it was Cava. And I want them beaten hard, 24/7. If you're the office workers passing... Yeah, if you're the office workers passing by the newsstand, or the Intercity Net News subscribers, is an essay titled Victoria Makes Massive Strides in Catastrophology going to pry your cash loose? But don't you think Sarkaz Destroy Victoria is a little, you know, for a headline? You think our readers want the truth? Even the Central Journal's top-tier subscribers aren't asking for the truth. You need to spoon-feed them worry, fear, feelings of superiority, slightly leading emotional appeals, followed by hard verdicts, and then they'll want more. Ah, Twitter grifters. Then they'll pluck cash out of their pockets, then you'll guarantee your goddamn job. Who is it? You know what time it is right now? What? How long ago did that new courier truck leave our plates? Half an hour ago. Is there some kind of breaking news from Victoria? No, you idiot. Move. We're going to the printers now. They should still be on shift. We can still make it. I'll give the chief editor a call. You write me a new lead article ASAP. Front page material. On what? My informant says Viviana, the candle knight. It's going to happen again. Every time now. Nova nightclub. Long AWOL. She's formally announcing retirement tomorrow. Quick, we need to be the first body in all of Kazimierz to report on this. Or to prove to the GCC just which rose paper editorial really matters most. Then what about Victoria and the Shard? Who cares, boy? A million things a day happen on Terra. And we only need the most meaningful scoops out of them all, remember that. Why do I feel like this is somewhat... Well, no, because this would have happened long before that, never mind. Call a cab already. Okay. Come to mention it, sir, there'd always been unlicensed devils around here running their own taxis. Have you noticed them kind of vanish lately? I was going to mention a parallel, but I'm fairly certain this chapter came out before the oh god, what's that called in America? The hand egg competition that they do. It's all the rage. The history of Sarkaz is the history of war itself. It is a lamentable fact, one I am loyal to. Yet still, I attempt to prove it to them that, slaughter aside, there are events about us worth being remembered, reflected on. Yes, Super Bowl. When I was reading this and how they moved away from a literal war to sports, it reminded me of a lot of criticism that the newspapers had for focusing so much on the Super Bowl and then avoiding like really bad things that were happening at the same time. And then I was thinking, oh, I wonder if that was a slight jab at that, but then I realised that happened after this was released in the Chinese servers, so obviously it wasn't. Upon this land, those events that had the luck to be written of assiduously, God, those can be counted on one's fingers. Man, I want to choke whoever the hell it is that's writing this point of view. Because, guys... And yet, even if I record these past affairs, I'm still assuming it's Hodera, but yeah, I want to strangle you. This isn't what we agreed on. No stock means no stock, Toner. What you see is what you get. All Originium explosives are sold out. And the weapons I ordered? Are you expecting us to walk into that cave teeming with Originium slugs and giant gloom pincers, and heaven knows what other monsters, and just tackle them with our bare hands? Too poetic for your taste? I mean, I wouldn't mind if it weren't for the fact they just keep using words that make my brain pause for a moment. Like, I'm fairly certain you can see the moment that the YouTube, loading circle appears on my forehead when I have to stop to take in a word just to continue on with the rest. That's your problem to deal with, not mine. Listen here. You've been cruising the entire black market for the last 3 weeks and managed to get, what, half a dozen weapons? Less? What mercenary squad could possibly snatch everything up? Are they insane? Even Solar Valley Industries couldn't possibly buy this much. I'm guessing this is all of the Sarkaz heading to Victoria, either from W or just joining the cause, I don't know. Uh, was it a Lordimir? Which sad sack Lordimir got ripped off this time? I want a hint. We'll divert around. No. No Lordimir. They were such a mystery, I couldn't say. It was probably the Pasha. And not just one. Might even be... What the hell are you feeding me? Pasha's on a shopping spree at Black Market? And more than one? That's impossible. They have their own channels and multiple. Buying weapons in huge bulk? Do you know what that even entails? All I've got is a blind guess. They went through several layers of middlemen and used some foreign firms to keep their hands extra clean. Every purchase happened to be some quantity that wouldn't raise suspicion, so if someone called coincidence, it might just pass. Extrasolar Industries is the merchant from the 4X game mode. 4X game mode. The guy with the rabbit boy. I've completely forgotten what it's called now. But who in Sargon could ever monopolize all of this so perfectly? Yeah, him. Ah, okay, nice. Hey, buddy. Oh. You got any rides and supplies sorted? Oh, got my rides, rather. Yup. 4 cars, rations, water, tents, all good to go. Good. Here's the cash. When the hell did Spacer get that wealthy? No, I hear he and his band of mercs are planning to ditch Sargon. They rustled up all the money they have to head someplace else. Columbia, probably, or Victoria. A lot more devil merc's career changing than usual, I feel like. What for? Don't all of Spacer's relatives live in Sargon? Does he not care about his old Baba with the broken leg? Who knows? I've never been able to make heads or tails of how these devils think. Maybe they're just sick enough of desert and rainforest. They want to switch up their surroundings now. That'd be best case. It's been like this recently. Things just getting weird levels of complicated. Left and right. It makes no sense to me at all. Damn it. The only thing my grandpa ever had to figure out was which leprobeast, Shorthorn, ran the slowest and made the best dinner for us. And he didn't hit this many setbacks in airtime, did they? Could be us rural Sargon people just feel it coming. It? Just like a Shorthorn, once it gets intense, it'll knock you flat. Even if I write of our dialects and our recipes, of peasants' wives' songs, of a chief's couriers' great drunken boasts, of romance in the trenches, of graffiti in the ruins. These things, in the face of our suffering, pale beyond mention. They are reduced even to an irony of sorts, seeming to inform my readers, if I even have any, that we'd be best served using violence to wrest them back. That was never my intent. Even so, I have no right to be serving you my verdict. That messenger should be here by now. Did some fanciful girl steal his heart on the way again? I've had enough of his tardy excuses by now. Isn't there anyone who can drill into his head how much his job matters? He won't be coming. Postal messenger Arthur Morrison is dead. Dead? Executed on grounds of treason. Treason? Who in the land are you? I'm doing my job, corporate rather, and you'll make both our lives a lot easier. Tell me what you know about Arthur Morrison, please. I hardly knew him, really. Just that he was the only postal messenger around who'd make the run to Londinium. My own daughter goes to university there, so him and I only exchanged the odd word. He was a treasonist? Was he taking Sarkaz's help? My girl wrote to me how Londinium's been littered with them lately. That wretch, I knew he was a scoundrel at first moment. Trust him to gang up with devils. He got what he deserved. No. Our comprehension is that Arthur Morrison served Ursus. Well, that was complete 180 of what I was expecting. I was expecting just either, yeah, Sarkaz or, what's its face? The unimportant ones, Dublin. Where the fuck did Ursus come from? Ursus? But... And you were his co-worker, Mr. Weasley Rowett. What? Sir, surely you must be joking. I'm a feline born and bred. I've been planting potatoes here all my life. I couldn't speak you a word of Ursine. Ursine? There must be some misunderstanding here. I know potatoes couldn't afford your daughter's tuition at the Victoria National University. Ah! If you insist on being stubborn, I can free you of your other arm too. Don't waste my time. No resistance of yours is meaningful. So, the rumours were true. That Ursus was right. Londinium's been occupied. For the past month, I haven't gotten a single word from the place, not even the tiniest hearsay. Those goddamn Sarkaz. They disgrace us, they murder us, they enslave us. And you self-professed protectors of Victoria, what have you done? Don't you have anyone in Londinium? A dear friend, a father, a mother, a child? Of course, you're bigger than that. You get to pull them out safe. Yes, you do. But us peasant class, no. We thought we could send our children to great old Londinium, to the heart of Victoria, where surely they'd grow beyond our wildest expectations. And now? The labourers to Sarkaz, slaves to them, in our own country's capital. Those devils are turning Victoria's tempest on Victoria itself, and you people just letting it happen. You could never hope to grasp Victoria's motives with your shallow insight. All you need to do is take me to your intel exchange. As if I would. Excuse me? What? An ashen lance bursts forth from his body. The man facing him thrusts his hands out and attempts to allay the fear of his chest being run through. His hands, the instant they touch deep impurity, are warped and withered. From afar comes racked breath, spine-chilling. Is this those weird... It's me. Castier's flowers bloom for spring. Close all comms. If I haven't initiated contact again in 15 minutes, abandon this town immediately. May I have the strength to not drown in the flower's scent. In the height of midsummer, he exhales a frigid mist. He cannot cower. He cannot shrink. He must establish communications with the opposite side, in Victoria's name. Where is it? 11, 29, 1. He must not look back. They must not catch sight of each other. He only hopes his adversary is fully aware to abide by the rules of this little game. He can tether a beast, but not a poltergeist. Snowflakes whirled about, jet black sinking into the soil of Victoria. Here? A long, slender shadow stretches out from underfoot. He knows. It's right behind him. How close? His heart pounds like thunder. Black breaths clamour at his back. All around him, dead silence. I don't know French. I need an explanation. Right. 93. This operation has not received royal assent. We will not pardon any breach of authority. The treasonists have all been executed. Over. Understood. We've never met before. Some shady dealings between... Was it casters? Men? Is that the Trilbys? And Ursus? Or, if they're both from Gaul, I guess maybe loyalists trying to make a resurgence? That would be new. I would not have expected that, I must admit. It would certainly be a perfect opportunity, but are there that many Gaul people left to do that? But no, I'm still thinking it's more so on the lines of these people are conversing with each other and they want to keep it quiet. Yeah, I remember actually if they die, it goes bad. It actually kind of reminded me of, what is it? Is it Death Stranding? I mean, obviously that happens to anyone who dies, but like, it always made me think of that. Sir Trilbury Asher, your surveillance picked up nothing. The fact he could enter and leave us alive, that declares where Victoria and Ursa stand. All this needs to be reported directly to the Duke. Wesley Rowett was cornered and took his own life. The mission is over. Seems to me like the armies and the Emperor aren't on the same page. Well, when aren't they? Whenever were they? But any action we take could succeed in bringing about their conciliation. They haven't settled on their plans yet, but their empire, their fear, that will make their decision for them. Tell me, has my work fallen among the firewood too? Are all Sarkaz's lives, save for being lit aflame, devoid of any meaning? The Emperor was kind of good guy going by. Yeah, so he wants to reform Ursus, make it more progressive. But the old aristocracy that's still around and the armies they control, because he does have support from some of the armies, but it's like his own loyalist armies. And then there's the armies that are still loyal to the old era and the aristocracy. And they were the ones that sided with the Black Snake, if I remember correctly. And they're also the ones that are making it difficult for the Emperor. Then... Yeah. Then why do I still insist on recording? Why do I still insist on writing? Because while my history of war recounts our destruction time and time again, it is my wish to leave the song of every soldier, after the fighting is done, oh, well, same thing, as they turn their gazes to yonder Casdell. Not really much to gaze at. To our 7 free cars, plus 15 plus riders. They've been following us forever, but they're staying wary. Following this entire time. Just following. Why not tell W to hang a U-turn? Maybe they'll be happy to say hi. You could get some free Londinium souvenirs. Souvenirs? Inside that giant ball of art, they're hand-shaping. I'm treasuring the last few close shaves just fine, thanks. The way these mercs are working doesn't add up. Especially the way they're hunting us. No, not hunting. They're driving us off. They want us away from Londinium. Aww, our high and mighty General Manfred sparing your life. Isn't that sweet of him? You sure you two didn't swear a blood oath? Want to take his kind advice? Scoot back to Casdell and teach some slum kiddos how to read? My point is, who let you out of the military commission's dungeon? You were going walkies outside of Londinium's walls by the time I picked you up? Oh, sorry, that wasn't a question, that was just a statement. My cell was left unguarded for a while. I thought it was a trap at first, but now I think I'm in something worse. Maybe they're tracking him somehow. I like his sword. It looks like it's a saber with how it's made. Because I think originally he had a... I know he's holding a sword as well, but I mean the one that's strapped to him. So I was about to say, originally he had a short sword or a arming sword, which looks like what he's wielding. Left you with W. Maybe that's Manfred's way of punishing him. Sure, he can be a roundabout with me, hinting for me to go resolve some pain in the ass affair, but I think I'd prefer him just killing me then. That would have been easier. Not to mention, we still aren't sure what pain in the ass we're even solving. And don't bother with it. W, can you speed up a little? It's time we said goodbye to this clingy convoy of send-offs. Yeah, my second-hander here is not gonna stand up that much abuse. Good news, though. We just hit a minefield. Late half an hour ago by yours personally. Now, butts in seats. Damn. This looks to me like you're just fording Bomb... Like you're just fording Bomb River. I left some bigger share, I promise. Stop the car once we circle that forest ahead. From there we'll get off and proceed on foot. A vehicle's too large of a target, and they'd catch up sooner or later anyway. Here's hoping you do remember where you buried every mine, W. Well, hooray for us. We're all in one piece. How's that? I did remember. Well, a couple went off, but, you know, what was the term? Tectonic movement did it? They haven't caught up. I think we've successfully thrown them off. We need more information, ideally. Oh, we need more information. Ideally, we rendezvous with Rhode Island ASAP. Ascalon and the Doctor are on Windermere's ship right now. There's a few things I'm very uneasy about. What did you see? It's just intuition. The less I see any problem, the more uneasy I am. You guys met this doctor, and now they're Rhode Island's doctor. I can't give you the full verdict yet, but there's no doubt in a sense the doctor is weakened. And I don't mean that in any negative way, but maybe it's not a weak doctor we need so much right now. You sure? Who knows if some road op will remember some random thing that happened in Chernobyl, and just like that, I get a knife planted in my back. Are you really as skeptical as you'd like to tell us, W? Hard to say. There's an old hag kind of keeping me at arm's length from their beloved doctor. W. You've spent plenty of time walking this battlefield. Any ideas? I've just been prodding this way and that, like some bug. Can't even organise a sensible military op. So all I do is sit in my front row seat and spectate the most magical city siege modern society has to offer. Chaos. Sometimes I even have to wonder, at this point, is anyone actually conducting this battle? I do wonder if the Court of Kings, or whatever they're called, you know, the Royal Court, there we go. I do wonder if they're so fragmented that they really are just doing their own thing everywhere. Did Tectone agree to having his name used? The Royal Court's legions couldn't work together to save their lives. Oh, there it is. And who gives a shit about all the military? All the spy... Okay. And who gives a shit about all the small fry corps scuttling in from the four corners to try and live their dreams of Victorian vengeance? But the ultimate mastermind here is Dressis, so this chaos has to have been planned down to last detail. He wasn't juggling some strategic lollapalooza, that's a word. He just set the stage. And now he's waiting. As for what he's waiting for, I don't want to guess. English is hard. I refuse to believe that's English. That's got to just be some random sounds that someone's made and it's become a thing. You know, like bada bing, bada boom. Like that sort of thing. Like, surely there's got to be something like that. If that is a word that has an actual meaning, I would be pissed off at the English language. Wait, did I read that bit? Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I did. No, English. Look, yeah, but to be fair though, English has always made sense to me as a native for the most part. So... that's why it would annoy... Lollapalooza is an American music festival. That's a random thing to use. Okay. I suppose maybe that other music festival would be too on the nose if she referenced that. We can't just go brain dumb and reach out to the doctor or Dr. Calcit, hoping they'll give us the orders. We've suffered enough with Babel. And the non-native, no it does not. As long as they keep the sentence short, English speaker are kind of understandable, but the longer ones, yeah. We need to seize the initiative. There's a source of info that might be more open to us than ever in our current position. What position? The pathetic little creepy crawlies? Essentially. Sarcasm. Right, and just on the off chance, have either of you heard of any method to kill a lich? Well, there's this item of which the name I absolutely could never say to save my life. I don't know if that actually means anything. Whoa, that was nearly an hour. How do I even say that? It's like philosophy? Philactery? Phylactery? Mm. Why? Why is there artillery? No, no. Why is there artillery? No, I thought we were done with this. Ugh. Fuck. We're all longing for the future, but what do we do right now? Ah, fuck me in the ass. Why? It got me screaming too. Why? Couldn't they have just chosen like something, I don't know, decent? Like, I'll take the poison gas. I'll take the things, the gimmick from the last mission. Like, oh. Okay. I mean, one there, one there. I would say easy, but it won't be, really. If I remember correctly, it targets the thing with the highest block, right? Yeah, highest block. I suppose, depending on the enemies, if they don't have the enemies that increase your block, it's not going to be too bad. The question is whether or not they'll have the enemies that increase your block. So, we're all longing for the future, but what do we do right now? So then, yep, just gonna have one there, one there. Do the things. Stick with 2 blocks and have a 3rd block somewhere. What is this roster? What was I doing? What do I want? That's the question. I've got Nell. Could potentially use that. How much damage did it do? Wasn't it like... Oh, it's 3,000 damage, wasn't it? Eee. Thanks to boss fight from the last event? Must have been. I just haven't changed it since. 3k true damage. Yeah, something like that would have to do it.
现场指挥的话，我稍微有些经验。
Speaking of angels, have you heard of the famous singer-guitarist from Laterano, Carlos Santana? No. Maybe. No. I don't think so. Okay, so I don't have much in the way of blockage, but I don't really... Oh, I am going to need another block because I'm actually going to need... Oh, I actually don't have that much in the way of 2 blocks, do I? I think it did whoosh over my head. I'm going to be completely honest. Remember, on block ties the artillery target's last deployed operator. Huh? This one. Okay. If they are both free, the last one... Oh, right, okay. Oh, I get what you mean now. Oh, ties! I think I misread the word. But yeah, that makes sense. So I've got one free block. Technically, I've got 2 free blocks, but I'm going to try and not. You are a free block, aren't you? Yeah, of course you are. You're a defender. Ah, thermonuclear bombs. I don't know. The literal sun. It's it's hot. You don't say. It's fucking Beetlejuice coming up towards you. I'd say it's quite hot. Man, is that the end of the sun's lifespan? It's hot. The sun is burning. I'm burning. And there's just the monolith from, I was about to say Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That is the wrong thing. 2001 Space Odyssey. Is that the exit? A few steps further. Just put one foot in front of the other. Maybe the fire, the anger, the pain, and the regret are all just figments of my imagination. Not the expanding sun, though. That's very real. Or maybe the exit is. I don't know. But they're watching behind me. Those eyes. Are they judging me? Or just waiting to see how I'll carry the burden of their deaths? They were great men, with tremendous accomplishments. My commander, and the legendary Sarkaz scout. And the captain, the last pure-blood Wendigo. They're all dead before me, behind me. All that's left is sad little me, worthless me. They died so I could live. What did they expect of me? I can't think about it. I can't. Can't let their deaths be meaningless. I have to face the sun, even if it burns me. Burn me to cinders, so that, in their mighty company, I shall not be ashamed. Burn me to the ground. Sorry. You really do have a knack for waking up right at a shift change, don't you? Is this the result of all that hard training, guard? There we go, that makes sense. Percival. Oh no, he's hot. I stretch as much as I'm allowed to. I did not sleep particularly well. On top of that series of nightmares, the old wound in my leg aches. We almost ran straight into the Victorian battle lines in order to catch up with 9. The infected I'm in charge of are used to being spat on, used to not having hope. But they've never been on a real battlefield. The infected I'm in charge of, oh, why? I keep forgetting they don't change it now, they put it underneath. They were scared headless. I was one of the better ones, and I hate that I'm used to it. It took a lifetime's worth of good luck for us to make it to the camp in one piece. Just too hot, even at night. How long until the shift change? 15 minutes. You can sit a while longer. I'll go wash my face. What's with your leg? You're limping. Have the crystal spread? No, not yet. Give me a towel, Percival. It's to your left. The floral pattern? Yeah. Percival raises an eyebrow. I want to say it was a gift from the owner of that County Peninsula textile factory. Red has one just like it. The old man had creases all over his face. He was lucky that his crystals grew on his belly, so all he needs to do is wear a shirt. Hopefully, he's still hiding them. Never mind. He brought back more hands than expected. Looks like the situation in the provinces is deteriorating, even before they turn into war zones. The impact is bigger than I thought. The nobles are turning a blind eye, pretty much as expected. Those towns made a living trading with the caravans. They're left hanging with the convoys to Londinium stopped on account of the war. The infected are always the first to get hit when things go south. They used to be able to plant a few crops on the edge of town. Villagers were willing to trade with them here and there. Money is money after all, whoever it's from. It's easy to do the respectable thing when life is decent. Things are different now. It's almost time for the bean harvest. These infected spent last season watering the fields, caring for their crops. But they've chosen to run off and join us now, abandoning the harvest that would have been waiting for them in a few months. And those to come in the future. They would rather leave. They must be desperate. We infected may be used to this kind of deprivation, but we can't come to the same conclusion every time. Are you still resisting, sir? Resting, not resisting. Yeah, where did I get that from? I wonder if that's the same one from before then. I hear voices. You're awake. You again. I said... Are you taking the night shift now? Supper? I have canned food from Victoria. Not the best in terms of taste, but a bit convenient. Yeah, canned food isn't really that nice. Cigarettes, wine, a bit of pick-me-up in the middle of the night. Pretty clean, all things considered. Razors, arts units, you name it. What about you, Percival? Would you like some hair cream? Not easy to find this stuff these days. It's usually only the officers who carry it, after all. Officers don't die so often? No, just harder to dig them out from the heap. They're usually at the bottom, you know. You need medicine again? Well, I haven't been feeling my best. A lot of pain, the occasional hallucination. I'm scared that the rocks could start growing into my brain. It's not going to get any better if we keep digging in those dusty craters. The best we can do is basic medicine that slows the progression of the condition. Don't expect it to save your life. I know. I know you're reselling our medicine. This bunch of infected told me that they bought oropathy meds from a Sarkaz on a motorbike, and that they worked okay. Well, but made some decent money, didn't you? How about we decide your punishment based on how many coins you have in your pocket? It's just to making sure that stuff got where it's needed. There's a war going on, after all. You won't get another warning. But at least the meds made it to them. When we don't have enough messengers to deliver to everyone. It won't happen again, I promise. Just a little bit... a few pills. I've been running a fever for days. Guard? Put in a form for him. Make sure he's registered this time. Thank you. Don't thank us, thank the doctors. They went from elite to pariah when they contracted oropathy in their labs, and their companies didn't want to pay the insurance. It's not an easy change to accept. Fortunately, they heard of the reunion and came looking for us. What about your old stomping grounds? I'm more than just grateful to them, but they'll never forgive me. I chose this path on my own. We just don't have the same grade of equipment that Rhode Island does. Well, we're not really developing medicine either. Right, we don't take medicine to get well, just to live a little longer. And there is no medicine that will cure orthopathy. I still remember the operators hurrying around medical, and the sight of Dr. Kelsey in her lab when I was at Rhode Island. If there is hope for an orthopathy cure, then it's at Rhode Island. I still feel a sense of pride for having been part of it, even though I have no right to, because I chose betrayal. But when will the day come when a cure for orthopathy is found? 50 years? 100 years? 1,000 years? And what do the infected do before then? Orthopathy is no longer just a condition. It's a symbol of hatred, victimization, blame, and alienation. Everyone here has a story, and they're all alike. What good is medicine in the face of all that? It's like rowing against the tide. This land is not a glorious one of morality and kindness. That's why we can't turn away from violence. Shameful as it is, it's powerful. But maybe... No, that's something for the distant future. What's your name? Me? Oh. Medicine peddler? Man on bike? I'm not the kind of guy who needs to remember. That's not a name. Okay, let me think of a cool one. What's going on? Ah, shit. Shouting, and the sound of weapons clanging. Go hide in the back, Sarkaz. Percival, go and reassure the civilians that just joined us. They're scared enough as it is. I put a hand on the sword on my belt. It is always at the ready. You really want me to kill you? You men are in no shape to fight. Our warriors surrounded a group of bruised and dirty Victorian soldiers. Their sergeant is panting, with fresh wounds on his body. Was this really an attack? What's going on, Nine? They sneaked into the village from the north. Romanich took a bolt. The doctor is taking care of him now. They're out of their minds trying to attack our camp with just 21 men, including a handful of stretchers. Yeah, I know what NCO means. Look at what we have in the heartlands of our country. A stone's throw from great capital. What great capital? That ship sailed quite a few years ago. A swarm of damned reunion infected. Come, kill me if you dare, or I'll kill you all. Conspirators, agitators, rioters, murderers, a blight. You're a blight. No wonder the war is going badly. Those barbaric devils could never beat us. The real enemy is among us. Behind our backs. Wherever there's disorder, you infected are never far away. Looks like you just came back from the front lines. Low morale, poor organisation, hastily wrapped wounds, obsolete equipment. You don't look like professional soldiers. Conscripts? We're from the Duke of Fife's 4th Battalion. What's the name of the company again? Blackstream Squad and Eastern Squad? Do you have a doctor here? Shut up, soldier, and ready your weapon. But Sergeant, Victor... This is an order. Ready your weapon. Keep your voice down, Victorian. There are civilians sleeping in the camp. Victorian civilians. Civilians? Victoria would have given them the life they deserve if they didn't join you to become criminals and malcontents. Duke of Fife wasn't mentioned so far. I think that's the first time I've heard the word Fife. Why are all the scum in this land infected? Why is every gangster, bandit, devil, and reunion traitor infected? Why is the Honourable Duke of Fife not infected? Why was His Majesty Frederick III not infected? Why are honest and upright folk not infected? Do people become despicable because they're infected? Or do they become infected because they're despicable? What about you? Is despicability infectious too? How dare you? Enough. There we go. I'm assuming the NCO is the one non-conscript out of this group of conscripts. That's normally how it works. You tend to have one or two officers, either commissioned or non-commissioned, and then you have the conscript groups. Because otherwise it would be an absolute mess. Why are abandoned people without food, healthcare, etc. easily infected? One would wonder why. It's the same argument you always hear from people on that side. Like, always the same, like, you know, oh, the statistics don't lie, this group of people do more crime. It's like, well, yeah, because you kind of make it a necessity to. Anyway, the Victorian sergeant's eyes widen as he turns to one side, trying to hide his arm from my sight. His lips tremble, but no words come out. We're all despicable scum now. Aren't we, sir? I'm different. This is an honourable... Your arm. I can see the crystals protruding from it. Your condition is progressing rapidly. There it is. I'm fighting and killing Sarkaz for my country. I just got a bit of dirt on it. Maybe devil blood. That wouldn't be a good thing considering most Sarkaz seem to be infected. What did you learn in boot camp? Did they teach you anything about active originium zones? The instructor just told us to aim and pull the trigger. That's what we spent our 2 weeks on. Damn, it seems like Victoria took a page out of Russia's book in terms of in terms of how long to take to train people. Like, that is actually quite funny because that is it was literally 2 weeks in the actual events, in the real world events. It's probably like the recommended amount of time to teach someone to aim, and that's probably like it makes sense, but I take it you weren't issued any inhibitors either. Inhibitors? 9, I think they're all infected. It can't be. I just got physical 1 week ago, and I was in perfect health. 1 week ago? In a war? That's practically an eternity, my good sir. 1 week? Could be rapid onset. Or they lied to you to keep you on the front lines. Or that. Shut up! How long have the ones on your stretchers been unconscious? They're in critical condition. What? Death and disintegration from acute condition is dangerous to both you and us. You were right to have the unconscious lying face up on the stretchers to prevent suffocation. But did you check their backs? Oh yeah, I mean, I was originally assuming that this NCO was going to be an actual trained one, but to be honest, even he doesn't seem particularly experienced, which surprises me because normally they do have at least one trained officer, but that guy probably died. But yeah, I mean, conscripts in a war, I mean, even if they weren't conscripts, things get messed up very quickly. Suddenly, silent, and the sergeant walks toward the stretcher, as though trying to turn the man lying on it over, but withdraws his hand as soon as he touches the soldier. The sergeant looks helpless, like he's facing a deadly tusk beast that could spit lightning and poison, one that could leap at him at any moment. Guess so much training can do compared to actual experience on a battlefield. Yep. And it's even worse when it's so little training as well. Remind me of the Blackadder sketch. What, the World War one? Or is it a different one? But the man is it? But the man is his comrade. Before they were comrades, they might have been cousins, tilling the same piece of land together. I sigh and sit the unconscious Victorian soldier up. There is no need to remove his jacket. Roginium crystals have pierced the clothing on his back. Heavens. Victor! Damn it! I shouldn't have taken him along. His dad would kill him, then kill me if he learned that his son was infected. Sarkaz used witchcraft to infect us. I knew it. It's the devil's curse. It's not enough that they defiled our land, and now they want to defile our souls too. Too. That's enough. Sarkaz are naturally susceptible to infection, and their soldiers are overwhelmingly infected. When you kill them, or when you get infected, and they kill you... Did I read that wrong? I must have read that wrong. If there's no one to clean up the bodies... I said no more. I heard a sound. It's a familiar sound, whether in Rimbilliton, Rhode Island, or here and now. The sound that every infected fears most. Oh, is someone disintegrating? Yeah, the sound of us shattering. I've heard sounds in the trenches. Ah, looks like they are going the World War I angle. I did say that before, interestingly enough, that the uniforms looked World War I like in back in Chapter 9. You told me it was artillery, Sergeant. It was artillery. Our enemy will use anything and everything to destroy us and our country, including their own deaths. Devils, bandits, Terrans, and there was none of this crap during His Majesty Frederick III's reign. Okay, so this guy is a loyalist. Still thinking these uniforms have a nice hand grenade pattern. Yeah, some of them do. I'm wondering if there's a specific, symbology between the differences in uniform, because some of them do have different uniforms. So which I assume probably denotes either a rank or a classification, you know, as in like if you're a demolitioner or whatever. Or like a scout or what, you know. But, yeah, but then your dukes decided to hang your great king. Now, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I suppose it probably wasn't too dissimilar to the English Civil War. Because that was very split. Well, obviously, it was a civil war. We must expel this scum from Victoria. What can we do? Can we save Victor? We dwell in blessings of glorious Victoria. What an idiot. I'll say this again. You're infected. Very infected. In case this isn't clear to you, like us, like everyone else here, you're going to die. The injury at hand. Uh-oh. Game. There we go.
医療チームの皆さん、準備はいいですか？作戦開始後もフローに従って行動してくださいね。
Ah, fuck! Damn it! I said... So earlier on I said, so long as they don't have the enemies that increase your block, this artillery actually won't be that bad. And then of course they would use it, because why not? Man! Fuck. Oh, that's unfortunate, because I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it now. Oh, fuck me. Shit. What was the... I forgot their stats. They're either... They're not strong to physical, are they? It's bad against... They're bad against, I think they're bad against this. Oh. Okay, it seems to be. Yeah, the worm. They are weak to this, aren't they? I want to say they're weak to this. Small guys are resistant to everything. Oh, okay. I guess I'll go fuck myself then. Yeah, that's probably my first mistake there. I need to get just as much damage in as possible. Do you have the old well? No, I do not. I know she was quite useful with Manfred's. I'm just putting all of the damage in. I just need to make sure these things die fast so that I can keep... Ah, fuck me, I forgot about that bit. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep these two. What skill you have, Amia? Ah, shit, I didn't remove her from Chimera. It's fine because I'm not really going to use her that much. Once that bar reaches 100% again, it is what it is. Okay, I can do that. Which I might do, actually. Do that now to get the damage going. True damage is good for deworming. That is true. Which I'm going to do right now. Because there isn't that many enemies left. Oh, that is good for deworming. Jesus. That is good for deworming. Jeez. I mean, it's kind of a shame that she's a one use, but, you know. There we go. Get rid of that one. Okay, let's see if I can get this done quickly before the timer. I don't think I can. It's possible.
Doctor, leave the big guy. Doctor, leave the big guys to me.
It's probably not going to happen.
Face me. I'll charge the weak spots.
I won't be afraid.
There we go.
Roger.
Game, please. Oh, I've got people.
ここにいます。
ついてきて。
There we go. Not too bad. Just a bit of block juggling. Probably not going to be as easy as that later on. The first time I saw an infected shatter was in the middle of a lake. I was 7, young and innocent. It was my dream to become captain of the miners' patrol. I'd get to stay up late at night, wear a cool uniform, and walk around with a bright torch. Most families in Rimbilliton made their living in mining, digging, and processing ore. We did everything to prevent infection. But accidents happen. One day, the adults came home early. Mother and the other women in the house whispered in a corner. The men smoked in silence, until the entire room was filled with that acrid scent. In between coughs, I ran around the living room, pretending to be a surveyor looking for new veins in a fog-filled alley. Dad grabbed me by the collar and put me to bed. I woke up earlier than usual the next day. I think I was trying to grab a can of soda while nobody was watching. Grandma was sitting in the living room, next to her luggage. She said she was going on a journey. I pestered her to let me go with her. She could never say no to me. She said I could come a short way with her, and then I had to go back home. Ah, it was her, I'm guessing. There's a big lake. We saw a salt lake in the distance. It was a shallow one that only appeared in the rainy season, but it rained a lot that year. We couldn't see the other side of the lake. Grandma told me that was as far as I could go. I said alright. She made me promise, like when she made me promise I would be a good boy when I first went to school. But I wasn't a good boy anymore. I quietly followed her, hiding behind a bush when she got to the lakeside. Grandma got onto a boat with a few people on it. They all had strange stones growing out of their bodies. And one of them was wrapped up in a blanket. The boatman turned on the engine. I watched from the shore as the boat disappeared into the fog. I was confused. Grandma didn't say anything to me on our way. It was like an ordinary picnic trip. So God is from Australia. Presumably so, yeah. I was about to turn around, thinking that where I would have breakfast before going home. Then I heard a sound like crystal shattering. I turned around and saw orginium dust sprayed into the air, mixing with the fog, reflecting an eerie glow in the sun. It was like a dream. Was that how you got infected? No, I was lucky that time. I was going to say, if he's been infected that long in his life, because I'm assuming he's like in his mid-20s. That would have been quite a feat. Yeah, no, I was lucky that time. Maybe it was really a dream. Maybe it really was a dream, rather. Brought about by a summer morning. But I never saw Grandma again. And my family never talked about her anymore. She was always thoughtful and cautious. It wasn't like her to let a child follow her, putting him in danger. For once, though, she made a selfish choice on her journey. She wanted to spend just a little more time with her grandson. Maybe she even wanted to give me a hug. Now I remember. I didn't even get to show her my report cards that semester. It was the best I ever did in school. The sounds of the forest stopped. The flickering light shining through the shadows of the trees no longer moved. Then came the sound of lament and painful moaning. On your guard, Red. The Victorians have stopped. Looks like they're planning to make camp. Here? It's only a few hundred meters from our camp. They no longer have the strength to cover their tracks. Who knows if there's a scout party shadowing them somewhere? I'm assuming perhaps the ferryman was also infected. Red's hands never stop, even as he complains, cutting away the bothersome vines. We approach their position and see their flickering shadows through the sparse bushes. Soldiers lie on the ground in exhaustion, hopelessly burying their heads amongst the fallen leaves. The sergeant sits down on a rock, silently polishing his sword, the only weapon he has left. I guess they didn't have the strength to go any further. These people don't have the luxury to think. They're still living in a dream. It'll all pass. Were they really just separated from the rest of the army? These Victorians are lucky. They faced a gentle exile, not the swords of their comrades. It's not easy to accept that you're infected. We should wait for them to understand who they are, and for them to make a choice. Do you really mean to take them in, these soldiers? We're weak, so are they. What's the plan then? Finish the shift and notify the sentries. Expand the patrols to include this camp. The infected stand together. Stand together. Pretty words. Of course we had to stand together. What other choice did we have? But are the words stand together so simple that we fail to appreciate their true meaning? Or apathy changed all our lives equally, robbed us of our futures equally? But is what is taken from a farmer who has to pay his taxes out of seeds stored for the next year's planting equal to what is taken from a wealthy merchant with a safe full of gold? When what we had to begin with was not equal, neither are the choices that survive deprivation. Who we are really standing together with then? You're Tallulah, right? The founder of the Reunion, leader of the infected. They say you did great things in Ursus. All the infected of Victoria are talking about you. Is it true that you captured a city? I wonder. City for the infected. Is it still there? I'm no leader. I'm just a member of the Reunion movement. Have some porridge. We're setting out soon. Tell us more about your city, Tallulah. It's... Oh, no need to hang your head. I suppose things didn't go smoothly. If you're in Victoria now. Of course the uninfected wouldn't let us win that easily, after trampling on us for so long. I'm wondering if the Reunion of today are still using some of her stories to, hype things up. Basically, effectively using her as a figurehead, even though she obviously doesn't lead anything and the actual members don't like her, for obvious reasons. It wouldn't surprise me. It's something that does happen, and it's something I would do, as mean as it sounds. Because sometimes you need those stories. I'm sure the stories spread fast. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people from the original Ursus lot anyway that would talk about it, because they did do, well, I was going to say they did do good things, but I mean good things from their perspective, even if it did end the way it did with the revelations that they had. Because those people would have been part of those events. What does it matter if those scum tripped you up once? Your reunion. We all believe in you. Tallulah looks down at the pot she is stirring, serving bowl after bowl of hot porridge. The steam from the pot obscures her vision. Careful, it's hot. They all believe in you. What do you think about that, eh? Being the hope of so many. You're a veteran from Ursus, aren't you? What are you talking about? Valia. I know. Sorry. Couldn't resist. Is it true there was a bit of trouble at the camp yesterday? It's fine. All taken care of. Stop crowding Tallulah like that and start packing. We have a long way to go today. Oh yeah, I still have fertilizer to load onto the truck. And it's not your reunion anymore. Oh yeah, we're a reunion too. See you later. God. It's fine. No need to say anything. Happy to finally see him with a face. Honestly, I feel the same. I feel like this I was about to say event, this story is probably going to go quite far into explaining things. I mean, Guard's perspective has already been explained before, but I think it's probably going to go into a bit more seeing the way he thinks, I suppose you could say. I take the bowl of porridge from Tallulah. She's very pale. There are things we can't tell them yet. I know. It's your decision. Reunion can't collapse again. I'm the Banny? I'm the banner that you rally to in Victoria. I accept that. But I'm deceiving them. I'm still... It's no more or less than you deserve. It's none of my business whether you see this as an honour or a punishment for your crimes. What the others need is hope. Are you going to tell them you were under the influence of an evil god, and everything that happened in Chernobog was an Ursine plot? I'd rather our organisation be built on a lie. We were built on a lie back then, too. I know. Payback will come, someday. But at least this time we lied for the infected. There's no second chances for reunion. I hope we don't go down the same path you did. I'm realising now that the grenade pattern that some of the Victorian soldiers have, you also see it in some of the other uniforms. So like he's wearing, I'm assuming it's still his Rhode Island uniform, and it's not as easy to tell, but it's still the same sort of I was about to say pine cone pineapple shape. It's just, you know, a lot thinner and a different colour. So I'm wondering if there's a significance to it, like if it's a type of, I don't know, it could be like a type of Velcro, it could be a type of pattern that's just used for a certain thing. It could be gambeson, but I mean, you wouldn't use gambeson just for like that. Lattice patterning? Yeah, I'm just wondering why, because it seems to be used by other people as well. Just in different ways, so I'm just wondering if there's like a reason for it. What did that sister of yours say in Chernobog? Until the day when the infected are judged fairly. Wouldn't be surprised if it's common design for Gambeson to stitch them together. I mean, yeah, it's just weird because obviously as Gambeson it wouldn't be particularly useful, but still. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's at the very least a nod to it. I'll wait. I'll be your tool until that day comes. These ones, though, kind of looks almost plated. Actually, it does, because you see the, rivets? I don't know. I can't remember what they call it, but, there's another type of armor that has that kind of shape. Excuse me. What are you doing here, Victorian? I'm not armed. Your sentry searched me. I caught a whiff. My brothers haven't eaten in 4 days. Some of them... I don't know. They don't look good. Now you know that your guess is right about Tulula being used as a symbol. Yeah, it's just something I think I've seen before as well, so it kind of reminded me of it. I have a lighter here, and do you want brass buttons? If you could be so kind as to trade some bread for these. Remind me of studded or rivet gambeson. Yeah, that's definitely the thing that I'm thinking of. There is also another thing, like it's a type of plate metal as well. Like, not metal, but... well, it is metal, but it's like in a... it's separated into multiple plates and then put on top of gambeson instead and then riveted. Just because of how solid, or not solid, but like how straight they look, it makes me feel like it's a plate underneath fabric, which is why it made me think of that. But it could also be like studded gambeson, and it's just the way that it's drawn makes it look flatter than it probably would. I know it's not enough. I have a bunch of good leather back at my home in Blackstream. Once I get back, I'll sell it and pay you back double. The young man gazes hungrily at the pot, his hand grabbing his own uniform tightly, perhaps out of nervousness, or trying to straighten it out to look more presentable. Tulula pours a bowl of porridge before him. You can take what's left in the pot. Thank you. Here's a lighter. Sometimes you need to click it a few times before it lights. And the button... I take the lighter and grab the hand trying to rip the buttons off. It's fine. Eat. Brigadier? Oh, okay. Wait. That's not the same spelling as Brigadier as in general, is it? Or is that just Brigadier? I don't know. So yeah, rivet plate metal inside gambeson. Yeah, okay, so I was sort of... that was basically sort of what I was thinking of. He practically pours the food down his throat. Where's your sergeant? I don't know. We haven't seen him all morning. I was worried he would barge into your camp again. Say, did you hear any sounds in the night, like artillery fire? No reports of anything like that. Never mind. Everyone's gone mad. Us, them. There's no sane man left on the front. Sounds like things are rough out there. Rough, eh? You have no idea what the Sarkaz are using against us. They have no battleships, no armoured vehicles. We thought the devils were barbarians, fighting our armies with swords and bows. How wrong we were. Could you imagine an entire squad of Sarkaz casters casting their arts at the same time? It was more terrifying than any artillery or ballista fire. Get hit by a shell and you might lose an arm or leg. Fragments digging themselves into your flesh, causing terrible pain. But the Sarkaz, they turned the battlefields to the hell of Lateran tales. I saw armoured vehicles pierced by lightning bolts of blood. My mates melted into puddles of gore. I never imagined it would turn out like this when the Dukes of Fife's men dragged me out of the Sistbeats pens. Poor men are fighting Cadia right now. So Forget it, I'd rather not think about anything. Thanks for the porridge, I'll take the pot back later. You can keep it, we have plenty of them, and it might be of use to you. Thank you so much. I'll never forget it. Are you leaving? Where are you going? This is pretty much a battlefield now, and it's Victorian lands all around, for the infected. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked. Forget I said anything. Yeah, this very much so. Of all of the wars throughout Terran history, of course the Victorians in this one would basically be fighting as if they're guardsmen in 40k. Actually, to be honest, what he described literally sounded like that, like, you know, melters, lightning going through the armored vehicles. There's literally like Tyranids and demons that can do that. Like it was very much a, oh yeah, I can see this in my head, but I'm not seeing Victorian uniform when I imagine it. The soldier hurries to leave, grabbing the side of the pot with his one good hand and supporting the bottom with the limp arm, grimacing at the heat. I reach into my pocket and dig out what I just got from the doctor. Hey, wait! I go up to him and put a vial of medicine in his pocket. What's this? It'll relieve some of the worst symptoms. You can share it with the others. I'll visit Blackstream and collect what you owe me. Sir, go. You'll love our village. Thanks. I like what he did there. I like that he said that. I don't think he intends on collecting anything, obviously, but saying that gives the soldier something to continue for. You really are like the Rhode Islanders. I heard you were you were the one who found the doctors who knew how to make the medicine. To be honest, what we're making hardly even qualifies as medicine compared to the suppressants that I knew. Rhode Island offers low-cost treatment plans, but at the end of the day, they're a company. They need research funding, and they have corporate due diligence to deal with. Who knows how many eyes are on them in Casimir or Columbia, rather. That's why you persuaded Nine to go north. The warriors say there's a factory there. A tiny pharmaceutical factory. So small it's barely even a workshop. It's not even on a nomadic plate, but that one little piece of land was once the salvation of many infected. That is, until it grew big enough that it caught people's attention. Some of the ones driven out of there joined us, and that's how we heard the story. Ah, so they're going to take it to basically make a production area, I guess. It's deep in the forest where nobody's watching. We need medicine, even if it's just a pale imitation of the real thing. But more importantly, it was once the starting point of Victoria's reunion movement. We have to unite those scattered across Victoria. We have to tell them that help has come. I've seen plenty of infected self-help organisations. Kind souls helped us from time to time, but in the end, none of them lasted. When I was at Rhode Island, I often wondered if things would get better if everyone worked harder and made more medicine. Maybe, but Chernobog changed my mind. Why do they crack down on workshops like these? Why are kindness and hard work warped by hate and prejudice? When evil itself is fuzzy as the fog, why does everyone, even the infected themselves, decide to wait for their own deaths in the middle of a lake? I stare at Tallulah, who hardly reacts to my words. Her eyes are calm, unusually so. Her soul is too weary, having seen too much. What's become of the woman who was once our leader? Or had she uttered the same words before, and seen what came of them? You know what I mean. Oropathy is an illness, but we'll leave the illnesses to Rhode Island for now. Our enemy isn't just oropathy. It's oppression and prejudice. The truths they've tried to cover up with oropathy. Oropathy is just the culmination of all the decay across the lands. Taking back a symbol may help the infected of Victoria realise that and stand together with us. Stand together. That's something only reunion can do. You know, I've got to admit, he kind of actually sounds like Tallulah. Like the original, the old Tallulah before all the stuff that happened to her. I'm wondering if that's the reason why she's so quiet at the moment. It's the same sort of like ideals and such. Have you told the others how you think? Of course, I'm always talking to Nine about her. No, you know the one I'm talking about. Oh. A little. I got a gentle answer. That's why I'm here. Whatever the case, we didn't choose the same path, so it's not my place to ask for more. Of course it isn't. Rhode Island is a paradise of idealists. Me? A man who could only see what stands right in front of me. The gain and loss right in front of me. I heard the veteran guerrilla fighters talk about the old days of the reunion in the tundra, the ideals that everyone held. A city of the infected, our home. Some of them thought it was just within reach. It was almost realised at Chernobog, but fell short in the end. But I know the city of our dreams is still far, far away. And how could a single city be enough? What could a single city do? You're still limping. Maybe you should go and sit on the back. Just a little sprain. You haven't been on a lot of expeditions lately. My squad passed through the wilderness the other day with infected comrades from... I thought it said Greenwich for a moment. Or is it supposed to be Greenwich and they forgot the N? I'm going to call it Greenwich until I know better. From Greenwich. The earth has been torn open, with ditches everywhere. Looks like one of the turnip farms back home, except much smaller. I tripped. What was it? I didn't think there was a place like that near Londinium. Walt said that all those trenches, 100 of them. Greenwich? Read it always as Greenwich. Yeah, I used to as well, until I found out that it's Greenwich, apparently. Welcome to English, or more specifically how us English do names. It's like Lancaster. Or not Lancaster, Leicestershire, which I can't even pronounce properly. And it has like loads of letters, most of which aren't used. We might as well be French half the time when we name our towns. Well, to be fair, it probably is because of the French. Worcester sauce. Is it Worcester sauce? I can't remember. But it's like Worcestershire or something. It's annoying. And isn't it also like Cheshire or something? There's a stuff. Rendezvous. Well, that is French. You can't blame us for that one. That's a loan word. A shire at the end of something. Yeah. I mean, shire is a place, so shire is like an area of land. No wonder you've looked worried. It takes all my strength just to go from day to day. Don't think too much about it. But it's pronounced shire. Yeah. Well, okay, it's weird. You can say shire, and you do say shire, if it's just the word on its own. such as, say, for example, Lord of the Rings, the Shire. But once it's in a name, then yes, Leicestershire. I've now forgotten every single English town that has shire in it. But yeah, you get the point. Also, have we heard Bagpipe's glorious EN voice? I'm afraid not. I'll have to look up a video because I don't have her. A report from the Scouts Guard. We heard sounds from the woods on the left side up ahead. Also, hello, Cat. Hope you're doing good. The originium zone sensor went off when we got closed. Closed or close? So we couldn't be sure exactly what it was. Oh, close. I accidentally paused the stream before you went quiet. Oops. I'm doing well. How are you, Cat? Needs to watch a video later. Yeah. But not without us. Oh no, obviously I'm going to do it at the end of the stream. Send word to the rest of the team. We'll go round. Roger. Percival, I'll come along with a few guys. Don't want you to trip again. Also, I'm going to say this, and I hate that I'm going to say this. Guard's giving me death flags. It's just a sprained leg. The constant self-reflection. I know that's just the way he is, but I don't like it when it focuses on him. I'm going to just say cheeseburger and now coughing because the cheese irritated my throat. Cat. That's an unsettling smell in the air. The instruments show a high level of active originium. Not a good sign. Remember your protective measures. Keep your masks on. Was that man under the tree? If he reached 13.5, try Delphine English. It's bold of you to think that I'll reach 13.5 when I haven't even finished 13.2 yet. 13.3 is probably going to be the last for this stream, given how much time there is. To be fair, Guard is as much of a cockroach as W. We'll see. Yesterday you got me mad. Yeah, see, you got mad at me for not eating. Now you're mad at me for eating. Yes, but you're lactose intolerant, Cat. You don't get to complain about this. Was that man under the tree? No, it's a Victorian uniform, ripped almost beyond recognition, but somehow familiar. A sergeant's badge lies on the ground next to it. Oh, okay. So when he disappeared, it was literally so that he could go away and explode. Which, to be fair, is a thing that's happened. It also happened in was it HMS Terror? One of the Arctic or Antarctic expeditions. There was the I've left the ship and I shall be gone for some time. Obviously, the captain never returned. But yeah, anyway. A tiny music box sits a short distance away, covered in originium dust, but still barely playing. Infected confirmed dead. We should leave. Also, there's going to be so many infected people because of this war. Percival walks slowly, humming along with the scattered music. Do you know this song, Guard? No, but I've heard it before. The sun on the meadow is summery warm, filling our home with euphoria. We gather together to greet the storm. Tomorrow belongs to Victoria. Isn't that the song used for Saliage EP? Or am I just reading it from something else, maybe? Oh, never mind. The Victorian National Anthem. Okay, so it probably wasn't then. I feel like that last sentence just reminded me of something, but it could have just been referenced, didn't it? It's different. Oh, okay. I feel like that last sentence was similar, but maybe it wasn't, or maybe I just mistook it. Though it would be clever if Salish's song references a line from the national anthem which hasn't even been heard of until right now. That would be clever, but I don't know. I don't know how far they think of it. Our teacher made us sing it over and over until we had it memorized when I was little, before I got sick. Oh yeah, that's a thing they used to do. Yeah, they can't save God Save the... They can't sing God Save the Queen King if they hanged them... If they themselves hanged him. That is true. I listened to it so many times, I can confirm no. Oh, okay. So it was probably just one of the many lines that calls upon Victoria, and it made me just think it was the same. That's probably where the confusion was then. It's been a long time since I last heard it. I was born in Victoria, and by all accounts I should be Victorian. But what about now? That sergeant believed he belonged to Victoria to the very end. He was lucky. He didn't get to go through everything he would have gone through. The reason I called myself Reunion... I was tired of being punched, being thrown out of factories before I got paid, being kept out of even the cheapest hostel rooms, no matter how much money I had on me. The Reunion movement showed me another path, besides suffering and dying in silence. That was all I needed. Even if the price was abandoning my family, my country, and everything else I had. In fact, I had lost all of that the moment the first crystal popped through my skin, but it took me a long time to get it. All of us, Ursine, Colombian, Victorian, Sarkaz, Feline, Liberi. We are all Reunion. If we have to cross every battlefront, every war zone, every corpse-laden ruin, in order for our deaths to be seen and heard, then we'll cross them. Yeah, I still don't like the vibes this game's giving me about Guard now. Damn, that was a lot of... Oh yeah, of course, because it's like a large amount of stuff. Limited drop? What, sanity? No, it's just dropping this stuff. Okay, I was going to say. It was just the way it showed a sanity bar. I'm like, huh? Alright. Not a moment's rest. This is probably going to be the last one I'll play this stream, because wow, that's a long story. When you ever like the vibes this game gives... Well, true, but still. Yeah, it's a staff thing. It's just when I saw the sanity icon, I was like, huh? This is so gross. I hate every second of this. Okay. I'm gonna need another 2 block. And... on the bright side, no artillery. Oh! I should have read that first, to be honest. Okay, well... Cowabunga it is, then. I'm going to try and not use Chen too much in this. I will when I need to, but... I'm gonna try to restrain myself. Endless reports. An avalanche of intel has flooded this lonely battleship ever since it left Norport. There are signs of trouble from Lifanian to the east, Sargon to the west, Kirag to the west. Oh, southwest to the west, while everything remains silent in the south. Yeah, Act 2. Well, I suppose they're a small country, if I remember correctly. So it kind of makes sense that it would be a good opportunity for them to expand if they feel like they could. The messages are suffocating, eating away at my nerves. Yes. Oh, there, okay. For a moment I thought it just glitched out like it sometimes does. My mother seems utterly unmoved, impassively issuing order after order. But even she cannot resist a frown when she reads the congratulations from her fellow dukes. This is her life. She is here, and so this is my Lynn Cardine? I don't know. I'm home. Focus, Delphine. Listen to the reports. This is no time to let your mind wander. She adjusts the position of her eye patch. Is it to hide the wrinkles? The weather here is very different from Linkadine. I'm going to assume that's how it's pronounced. It's suppressed, heavy. The gloom of rain and fog ever present. I just want to... What are you gazing at so absent-mindedly, Delphine? Nothing, Mother. It's just... I don't get to see Londinium from this angle very often. I know how you look when your mind is wandering. Are you bored by the chatters from the rear? No, I just... thinking about Norport Borough. Sorry, I didn't expect the situation in Londinium to deteriorate so much so quickly. I should have arranged for your evacuation sooner. We had compiled reports on everything that went on in Londinium, but we aren't able to bring them. Weren't, rather. We should be the ones apologising. That's alright. A few little troubles don't mean much to the big picture. Perhaps the Duke of Castor should be held responsible for most of them. I know. Let's hope my messenger isn't making things too difficult for her right now. Ooh. But the value of that intel is subsequent to our subsequent operations. Pales in comparison to your value, Delphine. Relax. I'm here. And... Ironclad, Gallivey. Just write the O, you pretentious bitch. Sorry. I get it. English, make it sound fancy. Whatever. We have vowels for a reason these days. Everything will be alright again once we return to the city. We'll restore Londinium and Victoria. Eventually they're going to start talking in leet speak and message shorthand. Just dropping every single vowel just so that we know what it says. Of course. Mother, I thought I would die down there. I wouldn't let that happen to my daughter. You've done well. You have the patience and attention to detail of your father. But you don't have to be the one to do all the work. You're my heir. And your place is in Linkadine, or whatever. Our standoff with Lifanian can be trying. You'll need to get used to those matters. Plus, I could use someone to talk to. I thought I could do better. Sorry. There are many things that the Duke of Windermere must worry about, for which she needs nerves of steel. But that's not your burden, not yet. You can rely on your mother, at least until she's too old to walk. I understand. Thank you, Mother. We'll be home in another 4 or 5 hours. I've arranged for all your stuff you left behind at the old house to be set up. Your pyjamas, your pillow, your bed, your bathtub. Ah! All this attempt to make the English look fancy and you didn't spell pyjamas with a Y. You're slipping. Sorry. That's all the stuff from before I came to Londinium. It's not like you're any taller. I have some nice things for you as well, but I'll keep those a secret for now. What? Why? Where? The first A, so it's pyjama. Well, we say pajama, but that's, you, in British English, you don't spell it with an A. Get a good night's sleep once we're back. That is not what I said, Cat. But don't get complacent. We have a lot to do. Pajama, yes? Yes! What is it? I was in Londinium a long time, wasn't I? I had many friends. Outstanding friends from whom I had a lot to learn. We lived in a city in disorder, chewing up and swallowing the lives we once had, but we believed in our cause. I was proud of it. Then, things changed. One agent after another disappeared, and the Sarkaz took the city. I was on my own. I had to live with more common people. For the first time, I learned how they lived, and how they view Victoria. Most of them are dead now. Those who still live huddle in the bowels of this ship, waiting for you to decide their fate. 100 meters beneath my pyjamas, bed and bathtub. I'm really grateful, really. But is it all because... She does not let me finish. She puts her hand on my head without patting it. But I know this is her way of showing affection. You did well, my daughter. You exceeded my expectations. Go and see the troops below. It'll do you good to talk with them. With that, her grace departs. She's always swift and decisive, not divisive. I have no chance to say any more. I scratch my slightly untidy head. Mother, we can talk later. You shouldn't have come here yourself. The words that came out of my mouth surprised me. Was it not because of my call for help that she came? How could I say that? It's too risky. We can't fully trust the Lithanians, and we don't know what the Sarkaz are planning next. We've fallen behind on intel. She dismisses me with a wave, perhaps telling me not to think too much about it. Huh. Tell you what, there's now 2 characters I now have concerns about. Her silhouette remains sharp, making me feel like I'm worrying too much. And that she can handle it all. She can handle it all, rather. She's right. I'm not much taller at all. How long will our food last? I don't think this warship was prepared to take on so many refugees. We can't just leave them to fend for themselves. Mrs. Emil... Is it Mrs.? Yeah, Mrs. Emil grabbed my hand just now. She didn't say nothing. All she did was look at me. I can't take it anymore. Let's find Delphine. Calm down, Hannah. We're on someone else's ship. I'll go keep him company. The old-timers will feel better with a familiar face around. At least that kind of explains why so many ended up left behind last chapter. Yeah, so they wouldn't have had many supplies for people, and so they decided that the infected were the ones to go, so that they can take care of the ones who aren't infected. Which, I mean, I'm not necessarily going to say that's a moral thing, but when you don't have much of a choice, you make do with what you choose. And I guess infected would take up more supplies, they would need more. Again, it's not good, but it's like, it's the sort of thing that happens. I'll stay with you. Sorry to keep you waiting. I talked to the quartermaster. Some food will make it to those who need it most. That's the best I can do. Thank you, Delphine. And thanks to Duke Windermere. And an infected shattering inside a storage room full of refugees is not good. That's also the thing. It is something that just really sucks, unfortunately. And there is also real historical precedent for it too. Not so much in this specific case, but like there are stories of like, for example, COVID. I mean in terms of war, as in like having to leave people behind. Or worse, because what I was about to say is there's examples of allies who had to shoot German people who surrendered, German soldiers obviously, because they didn't have the resources to take them with them to the next place. And you can't just let them go because then they'll join the army. Obviously not the exact same thing, but it's that same sort of choice to essentially assign someone to their death, whether or not directly or indirectly, in order to take others. It's not nice, but it's also just is. Part of me hopes that Mother really wants to help these poor people out of the kindness of her heart, but I know, it's because of me. Or should I say, because of who I am. I don't know, she didn't seem particularly fond of the monarchy last time. Which did kind of make me wonder if she was, or at least her family was, on the side of the, I don't know, what would you call them? Republicans, I suppose they would have been? You know, anti-monarchists? It's fine, as long as it helps the people who fled with us. You've adapted quickly, Vena. The time when we could do as we pleased has passed, Delphine. War sucks anytime, anywhere, yep. Many souls on this ship are counting on me. I have a responsibility to them, both as Vena and as the Siege. Lots of people are looking at us. I can tell Vena is busy. Mother's ship is one of the biggest of the Victorian ships of the line, but it was never designed to evacuate civilians, certainly not this many. Which does also surprise me, because it's practically a modern ship in terms of design, but it doesn't have the function of a modern navy, if you were to speak, because nowadays you do have the stats for humanitarian stuff as well. Although that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean they could do it if they haven't been spec'd out specifically for that task, so it depends. A ship fully loaded for war, weapons, ammo, yeah. It does kind of make me wonder though, because I don't want to criticise too much, but I feel like Duke Windermere should have realised this could have happened, because she did come specifically to save her daughter, and while yes, that was the objective, you just, you know, it's a town, it's a city, it's a conglomeration of people. You probably should have expected to bring in, you know, but then I suppose it just depends entirely on her perspective, how she views people and that. The people of Norport are squeezed into holds meant to store ammunition and weapons, trying their best to find a clean place to sit down. It's not the best accommodation, even if the most dangerous weapons have been removed. Vena's gang are doing their best to maintain order. Well, never mind the most dangerous weapons, all the weapons should be removed. The refugees whisper about her amongst themselves. The officers on the ship pay no heed, nor does Vena respond to their calls of Your Majesty or Your Royal Highness. She was in a hurry though, yeah, and she probably assumed that there might have been more fighting as well. She might have assumed that she would have had to have fought her way through Norport in order to evacuate her, at least her daughter, if not anyone else. So I suppose it's probably that as well. Regardless, she has become the heart and the soul of this place. Perhaps the civilians don't even realise themselves, but the reason they trust Vena is not so much because of her status, but because she is the only one they can rely on in this unfamiliar environment. How goes the war? Shit. The number of reports coming in is unreal. Too many variables to keep track of. The Duke of Wellington's offensive is unsteady, and our own defensive lines are being pressed. We should have an overwhelming advantage in terms of our forces, even if the Dukes have yet to commit their full strength. We are facing a foe beyond the scope of modern military theory. The Naxxra King, the only thing we know about him comes from sparse records of ancient times. It has been too long since Victoria, indeed Terror as a whole, last faced a real Sarkaz army. What chain reaction will their witchcraft produce? Are they really as primitive and backwards as the records say? Well, it's easy to call a group of people primitive when you're constantly beating them. All it takes, though, is, well, them to get together, I guess. What force have the various Sarkaz branches come together to form? Where we can't see them? Why do they stand together? What do you mean, why? Well, I suppose she probably doesn't know too much about the history. And no need to worry too much, though. Mother, Duke Windermere, and Duke Wellington will conduct this war together. The Duke of Castor has also publicly declared her allegiance. The stalemate will not last long. Once we return to Ironclad Gallivey, both supplies and support will... Uh-oh. Whoa, what was that? Slowing down? Oh, looks like we're passing through a canyon. A good thing. It means we're about to leave the battlefield. Canyon. Feel even less at ease. I know where Mother's confidence comes from. This ship is defended by Windermere's pride, her sword guards. Yeah, war where the soldiers of a nation have to first agree to fight together, yeah. Well, this is kind of why after... I don't actually know when it happened. I think it was 18th century? 16th? Somewhere along those lines. Britain made the change from the feudal idea of lords having their knights and then the common folk under them, which essentially meant that Britain had like several armies that were all under different people, which meant that disagreements between kings and nobility kind of got a bit messy. And then at some point, I want to say 17th, maybe 1700s, something like that, then it sort of started to make the change towards an actual just full military for a country. Of course, it wasn't just Britain. Most of Europe at the time was doing it as well. Because it's just so much easier. You don't have all of this. You just have one standing army that the leader does, but then, of course, in this case, Victoria doesn't have a leader anyway. So, I mean, it wouldn't have been much use anyway. If the Sarkaz think this merely a reckless act by the Duke of Windermere, they will find themselves on the receiving end of blades that have been honed since the War of the Four Emperors. Damn, they're old. But do we truly know the Sarkaz? Is the ship slowing down, Siege? I think so. And the weather outside... Say, what time is it? How long has it been since we left Norport? A few hours, I think. Most of our German history classes, at least from what I remember, were about World War II and some Weimar Republic. Sadly, not much about Middle Ages. Well, that's surprising, actually, because, I mean, well, you had one of the biggest empires of that era. Literally, Holy Roman Empire was basically just Germany, but don't worry about it. Then again, it was also in a complete mess, so maybe it would have been too confusing to teach. Is this just an ordinary canyon? Yes, nothing remarkable besides some abandoned factories. Abandoned factories? Yes, this place has been abandoned since before Londinium fell into chaos. Why? Because of a catastrophe. The massive crystal formations that catastrophes left behind. Oh, this. Oh, be careful. Oh. Hey, I'm talking to you. Something's not right. There's a different smell in the air. I look around instinctively. All the elite soldiers in the holds are gone. This is not right. Get away from him, Hannah. Siege pulls her back before I can. I see the soldiers smiling at me. Look out! It's too late. Blood seeps from the gaps in the ceiling, dripping into the infiltrator's eyes. The vampire, I'm guessing? Blood? Where did this blood come from? Look out! Siege pushes me away. An instant later, a blood mist bursts where I stood. Soon, the entire hold is engulfed in crimson. Blood mist? Sark has witchcraft! Too many civilians here. Morgan, Dagda, Indra. The four of them exchange gazes, and take up positions around the frightened crowd. The emotions in the crowd ranges from shock to panic. Some in the corners begin to scream without even seeing exactly what happened. Go down. The stairs are to the north. Lady Delphine. Are you the ship's doctor? We're under attack by witchcraft. The ship's casters can't decipher it yet. The Duke and... Damn, how did they... Look out. A claw slaps away the sword that was inches from his throat. The blood mist disperses, then reconverges, taking a gooey, wet form. Not the one I was expecting. A Sarkaz emerges from the bloody shadow. Zweihander, or two-handed sword. Oh, never mind. The vampire's witchcraft has taken hold. I know that outfit. The skull mask. The size of kings. One variable to eliminate. Cause chaos and eliminate the outblood. Hesitate not to spill your own blood. Oh? You were part of the siege of the Knights of the Tower. Oh. Careful, I gotcha. You will die here with your king, Victorian. Do it. Mother is on deck, but we still have the civilians and our people below. Delphine, to your left. Ah, careful. Sorry, thanks. There aren't many of them. We can pin them down. The reinforced compartment is one bulkhead away. Get the civilians there. No, there's something more important that you must do. Those people came with me. I promise to protect them. Duke Windermere likely doesn't know how bad things are below. Go and inform her. I'll hold out until your reinforcements arrive. But this suits us better. You have a formal command structure. There's no way to integrate us quickly. Vena, go! Damn, you've got a hard head. I almost made my hand go numb. I have no basis in which Sark has profanity. So be it. The sigh of kings will be spoils enough. Surround Yazlan. Get ready for a brawl, mates. For an instant, I wished I was with them. Like when I first joined Slobber Knocker Gym. When I went from being alone to being in a community. I need Latin profanity. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything. I forgot the line that what's her face said, so I couldn't say it. I mean, I'm assuming Sarkaz's language would be a derivative of Laterano. Laterano is probably going to be more modern and you know, different, like new words added and stuff like that. Hader and Baird. We stood together. This ends now. Or maybe so Iraq-Iran language, but based why somewhere Middle East. Possibly. I'm going on Latin because of how Sancta are. So because the way the Sancta speak, rather. Unless their language was given to them by law, but I don't think it was. The swing of the hammer compresses the air in the passage. It roars. Tiny drops of liquid fall on my face. My vision blurs. Delphine! A shadow draws near. Delphine! Mother? I try to wipe my eyes. I see another pair of eyes right in front of me. Red flows from their sockets. Oh, Delphine, go no further. You're hurt. You'll only be in the way. Same for me. Kill me before whatever this is consumes me. The Sword Guards and her grace will kill the Sarkaz. Do not put yourself in danger, Delphine. No. I don't even feel the pain anymore. Free me, then stop. I draw my sword. This actually kind of reminds me of The Expanse, when they fire the Protogen torpedoes and they hit one of the battleships and then people start turning because of it. Although, obviously in this case it's far different, but still. Yet still conscious. I should not do this to her, but I see the relief in her eyes. She grabs my sword, sending it into her own body. I'm trembling. I can't see clearly. Lady Delphine, you must live. Thank you for freeing me. I look down and see the red eyes. She gives up breathing, smiling to the end. This is Sarkaz. Mother. My feet cannot move. Worry, unease, and fear grip them. The lights go out. The only light comes from above deck. Red. There is only silence among the bodies. Rain solidifies as it falls. Flowing backwards, evaporating, converging. A red-black sun rises into the sky, obscuring its white counterpart. There you are. There's the bastard. A bloodless complexion emerges from the black sun. Not a speck of blood on it. Black old sun, won't you go? He descends from the black sun. I avert my gaze. Am I afraid? How shameful. You should not have dodged. The paleness of your face would have contrasted well with the blood drops. They would have painted a picture of beautiful despair. Leeches can't stop playing with blood, I see. Nothing has changed with you people, even after all these centuries. Rain begins to fall again. Drip, drop. Look, it's a good day to die. Your Grace, this attack was planned, as expected. For a sovereign of the Sarkaz to pay a personal visit, though, all well and good, I suppose. The battle below is not going well. The officers are organising the defence. No matter. This one is our only threat. Mother, the Duke of Windermere points her sword towards the invading Sarkaz leader. I cannot see the expression on her face, but I know that is not the mother I know so well. The soldier was right. I would only be in the way. I've long had enough of Lithanian spire arts. I wonder what the spine of a vampire looks like. Wait, did I get spire? Yeah, okay, what spire? You're a strong Victorian. You don't think you'll shirk back. But your blood will betray you. The Creator built a bridge of life for humanity, and I stand above the bridge. Oh? Not any worse than those spire madmen. Oh. A blue blade, there we go, cuts through the rain of blood. A tiny drop of rain cuts open Mother's cheek. Was it the red rain, or blood seeping out? I could not see. There is no change in Mother's expression, but I have never seen her get hurt before. Have I, rather? Poor fool. Still clinging to dreams and fantasies. Guess why your battleship fell from within? Focus on the mission at hand, soldiers. Ready? Roger. Your duty is to kill the enemies of Windermere, not protect the life of Windermere. Do all you can to weaken the Sarkaz. Victoria will take back what is hers. The vampire's movements start to slow. No, the sword guards are too fast. I've received formal military training. I did not go to Londinium unprepared. But here and now I realise the weight of the words Duke of Windermere. My mother never let her daughter see the kinds of battlefields, that she knew. Not bad, not bad. You aren't a Duke of Victoria for nothing. How many Sarkaz have you eaten? I don't have any such disgusting habits. No. You and your ancestors revelled in war, from Casimir to Lithanian. A Duke of Windermere once had an army of Sarkaz in the War of the Four Nations, which engulfed most of the land. How did you or your ancestor use them? Parlour tricks, the theft of witchcraft, a favourite of the Naxarir. The blood and flesh of Sarkaz spread across the battlefield, becoming yet another bulwark for your glorious armada. You ate them up, all right. Are you after revenge, Sarkaz? Of course. How dare you trifle with the methods of my creation, the property of the Crimson Court? It's being strengthened by the blood of the fallen. No. It is no longer bodily fluids, but part of the curse. Prepare counter arts. I cast counterspell. Stay calm. Take a deep breath. My throat is coarse. I cannot speak. I try to gasp for air, but the smell of blood is all there is. Vampire and Compensarius. This is Mother's flagship. The Linkardine's most experienced commanders, bravest sailors, and most steadfast warriors are gathered here. Mother once told me that war is not about heroes, about charging into danger. The commander must see the whole battlefield in order to see the way of victory. But I realised why the ship sailed deep behind enemy lines without support. Because of me. No. This is no time for flagellation. I read that as a completely different word at first. I have to do something. If there is no place on Mother's battlefield for me, someone must bring order. One of the kings of the Sarkaz court is here, but would they really attack us so recklessly? My espionage background tells me that something is missing from this puzzle. I have to do something. Think. Could it be? No. Arts that can teleport an entire army are unheard of. Our ship fell from within. I know this feeling. Demazti. I encountered him personally when leaving Norport. I had heard about this terrible king of the Sarkaz court from Amir, but he was defeated. How could he... Still, this is the most likely outcome. Alsa, rather. There are 2 kings of Sarkaz on this ship. A truly terrifying conclusion. But what about the vampire? Why didn't he go straight to his target, if he could use his witchcraft on the officers? Attacking secondary targets with witchcraft, then creating disorder with assassins, that's too inefficient. But the Sarkaz fighting with Mother... Demazti, did he simply infiltrate us by taking the face of a Victorian? Damn it! Mother! Delphine, stay back! That one's a fake! The sword guard's weapon impaled the vampire. The light of arts penetrate the Sarkaz's twisted visage. The arts of the sword guards of Windermere, passed down from generation to generation, are simple but brutally effective. Mother quickly sets her sights back on the target. I draw my sword. The sword guards do not hear my cry, but Mother is ready. The vampire laughs. The massive blood arts explode before it can be cast. There goes the soldiers, probably. A gust of wind sweeps through the sticky air, blowing away the sanguine rain and wind. Death falls silent. True terror begins to spread slowly but surely. Blood converges upon the hand of the silhouette, forming a crystal then. The other, the true. Enough. I don't enjoy seeing another wear on my face. The sword guards pull back instantly. Even so, 2 of them are late by an eyelash, and their flesh takes incomprehensible form in a split second. I can feel my sword hand trembling, my throat seizing up. This is a battle beyond my comprehension. Good luck to the animators of the anime when they eventually reach this point, trying to put this detail in. A little girl saw through your disguise. You're losing your touch, Demazti. The previous you would have been more convincing. Damn it. I guess the whole fear and kill yourself didn't really work then. I know it's split into 2, but I just figured that they would have gone about their day or something. This is getting out of hand. Now there's 2 of them. Is that so? These arts are merely a poor imitation by the Confessarius. Foul, uncouth, vulgar killing. He looks towards me, then towards Mother. I am trembling. Delphine. Yes. Good job seeing through the trick. All the sword guards would have been lost. But there's nothing more you can do here now. The escort fleet is approaching. We must ensure that communication with the fleet is maintained. The communications tower. It's behind the deck. The enemy is a few in number. Go. I'm counting on you. She pats my shoulder with an injured hand. Only then do I notice that she has many more scars on her than I remembered. Understood. I turn around and run for the communications tower. Pride overcame fear in that instant. Mother said, "I'm counting on you." I see the Confessari trying to blow the communications tower, and our soldiers still resisting. Thank goodness, the communications tower hasn't fallen yet. The ship's slowing down? It's the engines. They're attacking the engine room. Damn it. Grab my hand. Don't look back. Get up. Thank you. Oh, Lady Deepening. We must regroup and counterattack. Reinforcements are on the way. Listen up, men. Dust clouds in the distance. Help is on the way. Their plan has failed so easily. I turn around. The front of the deck is completely engulfed in red fog, with only the flashing of swords and vampiric arts to penetrate it. Why do I feel so uneasy? Delphine, look out! A pair of eyes peer at me, in the infinite raindrops, in the reflection of blood on the deck. The vampire's hand brushes my neck. Why? Is he not fighting Mother? Vena tries to push me away, but it's too late. My sword. I still have my sword. I am her daughter. She is counting on me. The blood-woven crimson witchcraft vanishes into thin air. Are you alright? I'm fine. It's all in my head. Your troops are holding back the enemy down below, so we've come to help. The bad news is that we found traces of Demazi down there. We know the Sanguinarch and Demazi are attacking together. No, wait. There's 3, isn't there? That attack was not a Demazi feint. It was a true blue vampiric witchcraft. If the king of the Sarkaz court had intended to kill me, there is no reason I should still be alive. It was not my own strength that allowed me to resist. He had other plans. There's no doubt about it. Once again, I look towards the sword guards, their swords still flashing. I can faintly see their silhouettes converging. Something's not right. They are falling, one by one. They're backing up? This is not right. Where is Mother? Delphine, where are you going? Ah, dreadful. The scent of blood has changed. The Confessarius has succeeded, as has the Sanguinarch. Pull back. Those unable to do so, drive your daggers into your hearts on my command. You... Impossible. Even if the fight against the fake vampire had taken its toll, Mother and her sword guards could not have fallen so easily. I know the legends of Windermere's sword, which no wall could stop. The blade of light that struck down the spires, one of Victoria's 2 sharpest swords. I grew up listening to them. Why? How? I charge into the fog of blood, hearing only my accelerating heartbeat. Finally, I spy a figure. Ugh. You have lost all sensation in your arms. Your guards are routed. How do you feel now? Sarkaz. He caught you. An instant of weakness, of disorder. Why? We do not understand. We find it regrettable. It is finished. Let this great warrior savor the fading of life. Are you leaving? I have no interest in the inconsequential death that remains. One glance from that devil is enough to freeze my blood, but he does not kill me. This blood is a penny a gallon. What are you after? We are unsure. The age of shame is coming to an end. Are you hurt? It does not matter. Oh. It's been weakened. That is a flag that I want to see. He disappears into the blood. You... Oh, there you are. Hello. Okay. How much was missed? It didn't seem to be off for long, but... I don't know why that happened, to be honest. He smiles at me with Mother's face. From Delphine to Siege. Oh, okay, so there was only really one line of dialogue that was missed. We must try. Then, with an identical sword, Mother's sword, he impales his own chest. Sarkaz! In my fury, I try to charge, but my body refuses to move. We'll do better next time. I think it would be somewhat interesting if it turns out that with the split, there's one Damasty that's working for them, and then maybe we find the second Damasty cluster and they might actually end up siding with us. That would be interesting. Because there's two now, and I'm assuming they're two independently, so where's the second one? Like, Logos, it was a bad idea! He whispers in my ear, wearing my own face. Mother's sword is still in his chest. In my chest. He falls. Then familiar blood witchcraft covers him, consuming him. After the blood boils and evaporates, it is as though nothing had ever happened. All I can do is pick up Mother's sword. Dollkeeper. I catch sight of Mother. The sound of fighting has stopped. The wind has calmed. The ship has stopped. Oh no, that's bad music to hear. I see blue hair on the ground. Mother is bleeding. Delphine. I can't see very well. Have they retreated? Mother. They're gone. Mother, I'll call for the doctors. You'll be fine. You're the Duke of Windermere. You're my mother. Wait here, I couldn't beat him. I can't believe it. Don't go, Delphine. Don't go. Let me look at you. Ah, fuck off. God damn it, we barely even saw her. Mother's body grows cold in my arms. I dare not let go. It is amazing artwork, the bastards. The sound of Mother's heartbeat fades further and further away. Don't cry. I'm not crying, Mother. I saw you swing your sword, Delphine. Very good. You had injured your hand. Your grip, it was never right. I was too hasty. Mother, don't say any more. Mother gazes towards the horizon. Is that the direction of Londinium? Her eyes have always lain upon Victoria. Remember the direction your father left in. We had a surprise for you. One that we prepared long ago. Mother, Delphine, you I thought you'd be taller. The clothes will be a bit loose. Is it going to be uniform? Just calm down, Delphine. The rain stops. We haven't even reached the battle yet. There it is. Damn, if the beginning of the stage is starting heavy, how the hell is the battle itself going to be? Okay.
Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
Oh yeah, there's no artillery. Alright, those are casters. So I'll do that. Oh yeah. Damn. Oh. Ah, shit, I forgot their, like, chain or something along those lines. Oh, shit, forgot about them as well.
Fear not. Here I come.
So this is a battle.
Doctor, leave the flags.
That's bad.
Instant.
Damn it. Nope, I'm playing this better.
I'm fine. Get it together, everyone.
What was them? Low defense, low resistance. Okay, that's fine. I need to pay attention to those because I forgot about that. Then low defense. Okay, so I was right to use them. Okay, I'm going to stick with what I've got for now. I'm just going to do better with things. Oh yeah, I've got Rosa. Ah, I should have done that. I'll do this for now. Okay then. What? I pressed the wrong thing. There we go. I'm just going to put it there, just so I can have things to do. Shit. There we go. I have black. Is there black screen? Shit. Ah! There we go. That's what happened. Accidentally hit a different scene. So I clicked out of the game and hit the recording screen instead.
We're counting on you again today, little apple. Can you do it?
It.
医者ならここに。
袋叩き。それが君たちの狙いかな。
I have to get serious now. ついてきて。
どこどこ？
That was quite weak for defense.
君たちが砲撃か排斥か、俺が選別してあげるよ。
I'll take the lead.
槍は相手を突くだけのものとでも思ってるの？
So this is a battlefield.
ドクター、君たちが砲玉か排斥か。お
Get around me, guys!
Doctor, leave the big guy. Who's next?
走行に頼ってばっかじゃ弱くなるだけだからさ。
Too much damage.
走行に頼ってばっかじゃ弱くなるだけだからさ。
Apple pie! Get around me, guys! Whew, almost done.
走行に頼ってばっかじゃ弱くなるだけだからさ。
Now's the time to help everyone out.
ドクター、走行に頼ってばっかじゃ弱くなるだけだからさ。 槍は相手を突くだけのものとでも思ってるの？
Okay.
Yes?
I'll charge the weak. Who's next?
There we go. There we go. That took about all of my one brain cell.
Mission accomplished.
Ugh. I am so glad I didn't have to deal with the fucking artillery there. Was that... Did I just hear applause? You try to present a picture of calm. The crowd is running. No, it wasn't. Okay, there was scream. Okay, it was weird. It sounded like applause instead, but it was supposed to be running sounds, I guess. There are screams everywhere. Yeah, it was footsteps. I think it's just because I didn't hear it that well. They have hardly awakened from the last nightmare before they are put into another great escape. You brace yourself against the wall. Someone ran into you, hard. Someone pretty damn strong. It all happened so quickly that you had no time to plan. You had expected the worst the moment you failed to stop the first drop of blood from seeping into that curious citizen. Even worse is that you and Amir have become separated by the stampeding crowd. It has been a long time since you last felt alone. Stay calm. The screams drown out your voice. Nobody is listening to your commands. Get out of my way! Out of my way! The monsters are coming! Get out of my way! Get away! There's blood on you, like there's monsters! They are not your operators. They are just ordinary people. Reason is a luxury in the face of death. That line goes hard. Doctor! Doctor, I'm here. Grab my hand. You finally hear a familiar voice. Amir. Amir tries to force her way through the panicked crowd and reaches out her hand. There we go. Grab my hand, Doctor. You know that you are the one whom Amir cares most deeply about, always. You do not want to disappoint her. You penetrate the crowd and extend your hand with all your strength. You're not Amir. You realise who it is standing before you, a moment before your hands touch. Damasti. Why? Yeah, Damasti has really fallen, hasn't he? What should the King of Sarkaz look like? Damn, now even annoying civilians outside battles. You're not the one you once were. The myriad souls still reject us. However, a change has occurred. A part of us has left us. Oh. That could be referring to the second part, the second half of them. We must make a choice. We cannot remain stagnant. The Damasty approaches you, one step at a time. You can feel that one-time king of the Sarkaz has changed. He is no longer an idle observer. He has begun moving forward. Doctor! King of Sarkaz. I tried to imitate you, but I failed. The new Damasty. Is this your choice to formally stand against us? Or we simply decided to try? We will learn our meaning in battle against you, King of... Oh, will we learn our meaning in battle against you, King of Sarkaz? I still feel like the Damasty is going to come onto our side, or at least the other half, because I know they split into two. I don't like where this is going. Welcome back, Merwind. Where does our path lead? Once, I asked the previous Damasty what I should do. He said I must overcome all doubt and hesitation. If you still call me the King of Sarkaz after being reborn, then go find the answer yourself. You won't get it from me. She is always at your side, smiling. It almost makes you forget that she is the true King of Sarkaz. Arknights did make the cutest face dancer. Dark arts rumble. You find Amiya's presence downright imposing. But still, you feel uneasy. Instincts tell you that this was no ordinary attack. In just a short period of time, you have learned that the Duke of Windermere, defender of the frontiers, is no pushover. She had her flagship break off from the fleet in order to save her daughter. This was an opportunity. But the rest of the fleet was not so far away. The tactical advantage in attacking a ducal vessel is limited, unless this was a decapitation operation. No, killing a duke only makes her men angrier. There is more to Teresa's plan. Plus, the ship is home to more than just the Duke's elite guards. You and your friends are here. The King of Sarkaz is here. That made everything. Suddenly, a pang of intense pain dazes you. Ah! Oh, did I hurt you? That Ascalon woman is so annoying. Is she so persistent with everyone? Doctor! Amiya disengages from her battle with the Damasty and runs towards you. Arts converge on her fingertips, and her crown appears above her head. Look out, Amiya! You're the one they're after. The black arts are shattered, and the crown gone. Amiya's arts disintegrate in an instant as though they had never existed. How could this be? It is the power of the King of Sarkaz. How? I have long waited to rummage in your emotions and memories, little king. I thought the Revenant would cause you some difficulty, but you seem to be in better condition than I expected. Cortus, no, Chimera. You are no Teresa. An eerie dark halo envelops Amiya. She tries to break through, but the Confessarius's cage does not budge. The evil Sancta halo. The cage grows smaller. You look for someone who can help, a way to break Amiya free. The Confessarius guards block any eyes that dare gaze upon this place. The enemy is more prepared than you thought. Let go of me! You had the fortune to be conferred to the crown, but But do you truly understand your power? We have studied the King of Sarkaz for thousands of years. Amia's struggle grows feeble. The ancient Bane arts drain her strength. Her knees buckle and she falls to the ground. She lifts her hand, but not a ripple of art's answer. As for you, you feel the chilling gaze scanning you. Your heart is beating so fast it threatens to escape your chest. Anger and despair. Death extends its tendrils towards you. You clench your fists. Get away from Doctor! Oh? Still mustering the power of the King of Sarkaz, even when surrounded by confessarius witchcraft. I'm starting to miss Liz. Well, this is a benefit to our experiments. I'll spare the Doctor's life for now, and teach you to leverage your emotions. But I must make sure you behave before handing you over to the leader. Great Majesty, that nasty woman is coming. May I count on you to deal with the rest? Very well. Maybe she will temper us. You see Ascalon sprinting towards you. Countless confessarius guards stand in her way. They all fall without a sound. Then the figures of countless Damasty once again bury her. The confessarius with blue hair lifts Amia in her arms. The whole structure around you shatters. A staircase of earth and stone raises, and the wall of the canyon outside opens its gaping maw. You have seen art like this before, but she is no gargoyle. Doctor! Amia! Wherever they walk, a stone bridge trembles and shatters, and the cracks on the rock wall heal. Ascalon tries to free herself from the Damasty tide, but the expressionless fragments seem endless. Doctor, stay where you are. The most important thing is... The confessarius and Amia grow distant. You have heard it many times from many people. You are not built for fighting, so weak you could not even complete the beginner course for trainee operators. Damn. Ouch. That hurts. Kal'tsit wanted you to stay in the rear, giving orders in safety. But Kal'tsit, equally thin and frail, stood before Teresis. You can still see the gaping wound when you close your eyes. You should wait where you are. Ascalon needs time. You can work on a rescue plan once the battle is concluded. A commander should learn to recognize when the situation is untenable. But your ears ring. Amir is your partner, your family. Your sense and sensibility, your past and memories all cry out. Oh? Oh, is that as far back as it goes? They're really hitting me with the anime flashbacks, presumably before something happens. The smiles, the tears, the hard times, the brief joy. The whole breach is right beside you. The stone staircase is starting to fall apart. You put a numb foot forward. Let Amia go. You leap before the bridge shatters completely. You run like you never have before, as ground falls out from beneath where you just tread. Your view is obscured by the white vapours that you exhale. Your whole body trembles. You have never so lamented the frailness of your physique. Again, ouch. It is not far. You can catch them. You can... There is no time to think. The hole is within reach, but the ever-shifting rock wall could close upon it at any time. A few steps further. You muster all the speed you have. The next instant you find yourself falling in infinite darkness. Fail? Doctor needs a wing glider. Wing glider, rather. How much time has passed? With your portable light, you see that countless hands have emerged from the ground, pulling at the passage, sewing it shut. The space continues to contract, pressing on you. You do not know how far you must go, but you must not stop. Down, down, down. Your lungs sting. The light in the distance is your only hope. Ah, hell. Okay. Literally the Divine Comedy right here. I mean, that's probably just lighting for water, but still, it just looks like lava. Escaping the contracting hole, you find yourself hanging from an upside-down statue. From its eyes seep water falling from above, gleaming an eerie red. Oh, it is magma. The light of magma. Hell behind the light at the end of the tunnel. You know what? It would not surprise me. That just sounds perfect. Where is this place? What are these statues? You recognize the statues as Jarl. Whomst. The gargoyle shoulders the roof of the cave, feet burning in the magma. The banshee curls up on the wilted fawns, bone whistle in hand. The Wendigo tries to tear the rock wall apart with his twisted hands, frightful visage roaring beneath the mask. The withered vampire extends a hand from the lava. A creature of unknown race holds its head in its hands, stone columns running through its eyes. Perhaps either Diablo or Revenant, seeing as we don't know what a Revenant looks like and we don't know about the Diablo yet. Or I suppose actually no, the Doctor would know about it. At least show us the statues. I know! Statues of the Sarkaz races. Don't say they look like they could come alive at any moment. I know we've already done a stage, but please don't say that. You're tough, Doctor. I respect that. Whomst, you feel a heavy blow and a pair of baleful eyes. Awake? How did you follow me with that feeble constitution of yours? I examined your body, but found nothing. Well, not exactly nothing. Your structure is unusual, different from all the samples I've seen. I would very much like to study you. Ah, yes, because we don't have any animal features, apparently. In great detail. Unfortunately, this place has been abandoned a long time, and the equipment is far from adequate. It would not do to damage such a precious sample. Perhaps I could bring you back to Londinium, but Teresa seems to pay particular attention to you. Amia. You look towards Amia. Her consciousness seems hazy. Black arcs seep out from her, then fade into thin air with next instant. Her brow twitches in pain. She is not in good shape. Just need to see something real quick. Ack. Anyway. Yep. You have rarely seen this expression on the brave child's face ever since you met in Chernobog. Look, Doctor. What is she looking at? She's trembling. What did you do to her? The King of Sarkaz grants the promised land. The little bunny simply got a taste of her own power. We don't need to be crossing swords. You want knowledge, Rhode Island has it. What do you want? We can talk about it. Stop, I want to drown you in lava. You know what? Fine, I'm going to go with unhinged. A trembling threat. Painfully amusing, the way you hopelessly grasp at straws. I like that comment there actually implies that they do indeed change what the line says, I guess. No operators at your side, nothing for you to command. Even the King of Sarkaz, whom you serve, is leaving you. What can you do? He draws closer. You tighten the hand hidden behind your back. All you have is a sharp rock that you happen to pick up in the chaos. Your reason tells you that it's useless. Perhaps you would have had a speck of hope if you were Blaze, Ascalon, or even Popuka. You feel regret, but even stronger is your determination. And what is this, Undertale? The pain in your hand keeps you conscious. Patience. Wait for her to draw close. I've asked the leader many times, why does power so often end up in the hands of the ordinary? What have these forgotten kings of Sarkaz given us, besides a life of exile and persecution? Will you, Doctor, be the one that causes... one of the causes of another round of suffering? You have questions, but this is not the time or place to answer them. Remove the spell on Amia, and I'll do my best to answer. I have some questions, but hurting Amia is not the answer. I have the same questions. I'll do that one. I appreciate your intelligence, but there has never been a shortage of smart people. There is nothing that can compare to this opportunity, what we have pursued for thousands of years. If she can force the crown upon her head of this little bunny, then it can be forced out. Do you want to steal Amia's crown? Steal? No, this crown is not a ring lying on the battlefield for the taking. You'll never understand. The blue-haired Confessarius turns towards Amia. This might be your chance. You make the calculations. With your full strength, perhaps. What's this? A rock? Was that a Lord of the Rings reference? I mean, it could be, but probably not. Simply because I don't think at any point... Oh, I suppose when the old king died in the river, the ring stayed there until it was picked up by Smeagol. But I don't think that... I think that's a bit too flimsy for a reference, but I suppose it could be one. You feel your internal organs twitch and convulse. Ugh. The taste of rust fills your mouth. One little push from the Confessarius, and your right hand loses all sensation. Bones are broken. Wincing at the intense pain, you force yourself to lunge forward, but she lithely dodges. You fall in front of Amia, blocking the blue-haired Confessarius' malicious gaze. How touching, putting yourself in front of her, but meaningless. If you're so obsessed, I have a better way to deal with you. Perhaps that brain beneath the hood holds secrets beneficial to our experiments. There, don't try to resist. Share your memories with me. You can feel the Confessarius' breathing. A numbing sensation filled with ancient witchcraft moves towards the top of your head. Get out of my head. What? What could possibly repel a Confessarius is the King of Sarkaz? But her mind should be shackled. I think it's our own, probably. Oh, maybe not. No, okay, maybe it is just her then. A black vortex rises from behind you. Amia whispers at its center. The black crown trembles with agitation. Oh, okay. It would be funny if Amia defeats this woman literally in her sleep. Amia, the shackles of myriad souls are not so easily broken. She remains amidst the myriad souls. She has chosen to protect you subconsciously. Wait, that's not all. Her connection with the crown is growing? The crown, remember, souls. Is that Amia's voice? You get a feeling. She is growing more distant by the second, to a place you cannot reach. Amia, wake up! Wake up, wake up. Grab a rush of a little, wake up. Sorry. You try to grab Amia. The black vortex roils between you, and a great force tries to push you away. You dig your one good hand into the dirt, dragging the rest of your hide along, towards a girl lying on the ground. Such intense emotions. Looks like Teresa's choice was not entirely one of desperation after all. Just a little further. Why don't we cut straight to the chase then? I hope this won't break your little head. That would be a shame. The Confessari left more than statues in this cavern. Amia. You touch her. You promised. Reject the voice. The black vortex shatters and vanishes. You grab Amia's hand. Amia's grown up, but her hands still feel small and frail. Her palm is filled with sweat. You do not know if the Confessari's curse worked, or if this was the result of Amia's effort and yours. That works. Blood sprays from the Confessari's neck. Ha! Damn. I wasn't expecting her to die off that, you know, hand-wavy, to be honest. Not hand-wavy, but like, you know, there was no flair to it, like you would expect for some of these named-faced characters. Interesting. Ascalon walks towards you, casting not another glance at the fallen Confessarius. That was reckless, Doctor. If I didn't run into... Look out! Who else is talking? Blood explodes and a sanguine shockwave sweeps towards you. A figure stands in front of you, arriving in the nick of time. Ah! Hello. Vampire Arts. What have you done to your bloodline? Hard to imagine that you're related to Shining. The amount of grief that your degeneration has caused that fine girl. Lords of Banshees. I'm impressed. It couldn't have been easy to get here. The Confessarius puts her hand on her neck wound, the blood that sprayed from it slowly flowing back. I should have been more careful, knowing that the sitting Lord of the Banshee is rather rebellious. There we go. You're more dangerous than we expected. Urgent situation. Interrogation out of the question. Kill her and leave. I know. You see Logos' cold expression, and the incantation that obediently emerges from his tongue. But you do not see Salus's fear, anger, any expression you might expect to see on one facing her own death. You see only curiosity. This is the Lord of the Banshees. The Elegaic Court. Indeed, these incantations are no less refined than that of your famous mother. But, did you know? Such refined runes, refined arts, they are far from the Sarkaz's roots. She is backing up. Behind her, the statue of a banshee towers above. Oh. The curse of 240p. Ascalon. An instant before everything went black, you saw Ascalon grab Amia while Logos shielded you. You saw the statue come to life. You saw the Confessarius's eyes narrow, and saw her ring the death knell first. Doctor, we've left the cave. Ascalon is scouting the area. Your right forearm is broken. I've made a makeshift splint, but I'm no medic. What about Amia? Still unconscious. The Confessarius said something to the effect of trapped in the myriad of souls, but she's alive, at least. You turn around to see the quarter scale lying peacefully under a tree, as if she's merely sleeping. I wonder if Amia's point of view, if there is one throughout this, is going to be within whatever mind palace she's found herself in now. Wait, did I read that bit? Sorry. You turn around... Oh no, yeah, I did see that bit. I can understand Ascalon's objection to your methods. She's concerned for more than just your safety. But it's also true that you brought us time. The Confessarius and Amia would be behind Londinium's walls by now, if not for your efforts. What of the Confessarius? He got away. Rock and earth, blood, and the wail of the Banshee. Is this the Sarkaz that the Confessari want? One so obsessed with bloodline and witchcraft. Their target is the King of Sarkaz. We must inform Calcit and Shining. Wait. The vapour around us. This can't be. Careful, Doctor. We may still be inside the enemy's trap. What is it? This is not Victoria. This is the Convelis of the Banshees. The Hummer?
We may have achieved a perfect victory, but we
Fine.
still can't let our guard down.
Okay. Time to look up bagpipe. Bagpipe. Convalith is Latin for kind of cliff canyon. Okay. You know what? When I wrote bagpipe into YouTube, I should have expected videos of actual bagpipes. Arknights. Ian. There we go. Be more specific, Karma. Your Google is badly trained. Yeah. Okay, I now need to see if I've got... Oh god, which YouTube was it? Yes, this one. This. Nope. Ah. Okay, so I need to really...
The one where you just stand.
Nope. Go back. In hindsight, I should have thought about this before doing this, but hey-ho, there she goes. This is scuffed. I should have thought about this before doing all this. The background, yeah, don't worry, I'm going to turn it off, I always do. You can hold... Yeah, that is true. I was actually just going to resize it to be easier, but to be honest, I need to do that. Doop. I'm actually going to take it out of... Let's do it like this. And... Damn. I would normally be better at this, but I'm just sort of doing as much as I can to make it just There we go. That is scuffed. I will definitely make sure that I've got a better one working before next time I do something like this. Okay, now then. Get rid of that.
Assistant? The one where you just stand next to folk aye? Nae bother. Saw that plenty in the army myself. Wait, I have to do paperwork too, and assess combat data, and compile reports. That sounds mighty hectic. Back in school, Chen Chen always had a pissed off look on her face.
I'm so
Made
happy.
No end of enemies at first, but that's just the kind of girl she is. Nae time at all, she had people seeing her with fresh eyes. But, you know, bandaging up her wounds, cooking for her, teaming up with her squad and all that. I had to look after her a fair bit, and that was no easy thing.
The accent's perfect.
I'm great at driving machines. Harvesters, tractors, tillers, I'll be right at home with anything. PDAs, screens, wireless systems.
Screens.
If you're meaning little gadgety stuff, I'm no so... Crims! I just barely touched this! Why is it smoking? You didn't get a proper supper in yesterday, did you? No, I didn't want to hear about work. If your body gives out on you, you won't be able to get a thing done. Tell me what you'd like and I'll whip it right up for you. Nae anything too fancy though, I'd be lost trying. This Rhodes Island ship is... Cribbins, it's 1,000,000 times more wonderful than Victoria's warships. We've got sunlight, wheat fields, herds of stock beasts. Oh, Doctor, what if we try growing something too? Like potatoes, say. I know all about growing potatoes. Where do you think someone's hometown is?
This is exactly how I imagined it to sound.
Furthest from the tractors? Or where the land meets the sky? Does it stop at the fronts we keep drawing and redrawing maps with, all reds and blues and lines and arrows? You know, after so many battles, sometimes I can't recall what my hometown looks like. I'm sure I ran across her once,
Damn.
that Reed lass. But she looks so lonely the new, so pitiful. Can she really be the same terrifying person I met before? It's right strange. I should go ask her. What? I can't talk to her. Why no? My mum's part of the reason I ended up running off to military school at all. Always
I like that they
banging on
use
like,
all of the dialects as well.
Woman must keep getting stronger.
She is. Suppose I wanted to be cheeky about it. Aye. Though, looking back on it, no need to be as tough as my mum. Och, I'm still more soft and cute than hard and chiselled, wouldn't you say? Go on, say. When I was still in the army, I came across this spectre-like force, haunting the dark edges of Victoria, and most of the people who witnessed them went missing.
Ooh.
I've a duty to expose them, and that's why I've been scrambling about. Oh, didn't you step in for me? You've got your own calling to worry about, no?
I like that they're using Dine as well,
fancy that,
because you
Guy
rarely
Bell.
hear people use it.
Got me jealous.
when they should.
Does me beat a nice hay pile for a few winks the way. I'm nodding off just thinking about it. Wouldn't hurt to take a wee kip myself. Hello, you're the doctor, aye. Officer Chen Fei Lungman said that I'd be able to find some helpers here.
Tim.
I need to sign
Tim
my name
Lungman.
first. Aye, right enough. Bagpipe. There! Eh? I've become an operator. Full-time bed and board. What's going on here? Whoa! You folks here at Rhodes Island sure can fight. A promotion? Can't say if I like it or not. For soldiers, more responsibilities means more battles and a greater risk of mistakes. Joining Rhodes Island has been a good thing for me. Arypathy in the infected may seem a touch scary at first, but running from it will not solve a thing. That's what I've learned here.
There, as
and
well.
I mean it when I say thank you. I see my way now.
When
Right ahead of me.
it,
Stand to attention. Assuming leadership, team will hereby carry out the operation. Honor your orders. Move out.
ooh.
All units, spread out! Orders, please. Standing by. Forward! My spear and I hail from Victoria. Tactics sharpen the mind. Discipline strengthens the will. Bravery shall overcome evil. Benevolence shall save lives. Be it school or the military,
Those definitely sound
I've
like
still seen worse.
Victorian creeds or something.
Phew. I've managed to live up to the reputation of this uniform once more. Enemy routed. All units pursue only with caution. You get out of here! Go! How do I get to the greenhouse?
The greenhouse.
Oh. Wanna go on a picnic? Just the two of us? Arknights. Doctor, how's about we go farming?
Man. Okay, yeah. I like the accent, and again, I like that they've. I mean, I don't know the voice actress. She might actually be Scottish, but assuming she's not, because sometimes they do that. I like that they have got the attention, and I don't know if it was written as well, because I don't have a report, but I assume they also wrote it as well. I like that they put attention to certain dialect stuff, because obviously we all know of canny for can't, but I like that they did the same for some of the other words as well, as in some of the NT words. Because sometimes when they have characters that are Scottish, people who write those characters forget those ones. So you get canny and then you don't get the rest, and so it sounds overly stereotypical. So I kind of like that it remained consistent. That was the thing that I really liked about it, and it just feels like a really authentic one. So I'm going to have to now look up to see if this actress is Scottish or not, because it would be interesting. Yes, Kat? What is request? Is the name Lauren Conroy? I have my doubts. Shetland. Sort of. I mean, I say sort of. Shetland is probably about not really Scotland at all, but it's north. And, sort of. Funnily enough, speaking of Shetland, there's a show called Shetland, and the main character in that is acted by a Scottish actor. so we've kind of gone full circle here. We've got a Scottish actor playing a guy in the show. I think it's a show, or it might have been a movie called Shetland, and now there's someone from Shetland doing a Scottish character. As you know, you are a Cadbury bar. apparently. No, cat. BP dialogue is written in proper English instead of Scottish. Oh, so they just have can't and won't and all that. Oh, okay, interesting. So in which case, yeah, good attention to detail for the voicing then. Just wanting to take the jacket. Fine, okay. Seeing as it's the end of the stream anyway, there you go. But yeah, I'm so far really liking this chapter, even though we've literally only done 2 playable stages and 3 in total. And thus Comer loses Shetland fan. Why? Because I confused... Where I'm confused. No, because Shetland is its own place, isn't it? It's not similar to Scotland at all, if I remember correctly. But it's been so long, and I don't know anyone from Shetland. But anyway, yeah, I'm really liking this chapter so far. It is really good. This chapter is a lot of story. It's not story-wise. Can't say I blame you for only getting 2 done. I mean, it's not unreasonable for me to only have like 3 story stages in total done by the end of the stream. But yeah, there is quite a lot in this one. Next stream, then, the repeat of this with Delphine's voice lines. Yes, I will be doing that. Because, yeah, we should definitely, because it'll be 2 or 3 stages. I'm going to assume Delphine's stage is probably going to be like a red stage. I can't remember if that's always the case, but I vaguely want to say that the stage where you get an operator tends to be a red stage, but I can't remember. I could just be talking out my arse. Shoulder freckles. Oh, shush. But yeah, I mean, I am really, really liking this story so far. I honestly just... I don't know what I don't even know what it is about it. I think I'm also liking the fact that it is focusing on the war side of it, as in like from the regular people's perspective, like the soldiers and the reunion. And so I'm liking that part of it. And I do just like how chaotic it is. Like literal chaos. It literally reminds me of chaos from Warhammer. I don't know if that's just coincidence or not, but it does feel like it goes into that angle. Like, yeah, it's somewhat racist to call them devils and all that, but it's not exactly as if they aren't fighting like them. Amberly Connor's American, but so far, no from voicing French and British girls. But yeah, so I think I'm going to leave this here now. I'm not sure the next time I'll stream yet. I'm going to try for Monday. I know this time I didn't, but I'll probably try for Monday, and it probably will be Call of Duty, just to make up for the fact that I didn't do it this week. And there's still more Valhalla as well, and then of course Arknights. I'm not sure when I'll do which. I'll probably try to keep Arknights to Fridays and Saturdays, just so it's easier for people to watch and stuff. And then I'll keep the other games more towards the week, just because it seems better that way. But that's the general idea. I'll make a schedule tomorrow and post it. And try to keep to it this time. But until then, though, thank you guys so much for hanging around. And I will see you all the next time. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, what? Have you read a Black Seal manga? No, I haven't yet. I will at some point, I promise. Bye.